Yo,
What up?
what is up, my guy? How are we doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Pretty good, pretty good. Um,
Excellent.
just got a client onboarded, and congratulations to you and your newest client. I talked to him the other day in the gym, and you guys are doing the festive classic, I hear.
Corbin.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, I had, we always talked about like whenever he was going to do a show that he would ask me to coach him.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've known him now for like 3 or so years because he used to go to AMF and everything.
Gotcha.
So he was like finally decided to pull trigger. He's like, hey, like let's talk coaching. And we were like, yep, here's the plan. And I just got his initial set of progress pictures, and I'm actually still working on his plan. So I should get that to him by tomorrow. But
Okay.
he's a little bit of a sleeper Bill, I'll tell you, because
I
like
know it, bro.
he'll wear some like he might wear like a tank top here and there, but like he sent me his actual like first set of progress pictures yesterday. And I was like, shit, like dang, he
Yeah.
looking solid already, so my job should be easy, dude.
That's awesome, man. I'm happy to hear it.
Oh, and
Yeah.
then you
Yep.
had a big weekend as well. Let's hear all about it.
I did. I did. We can go ahead and actually share the screen. We can go ahead and talk about it a little bit. And we'll cover the Toronto Pro as well, obviously. But yeah, this weekend I had Isaac Golden, keep working client, compete, and we did NPC Natural Indiana. We got third place in the Open Class A, and then fifth place in True Novice. This was Isaac's first show, and I'm gonna post his true full transformation. But Isaac did the damn thing, man. I mean, he worked all the way through prep, and I couldn't have been more like satisfied with his just overall progress that we made from day one to the show day. He just put his head down, he got the work done, and he just crushed it, man. I was really amped up and excited whenever we got to backstage because no joke, Matt, it took like at least 250 to like 300 grams of sweet potatoes to like fill this guy out, which I
Hmm.
was not expecting at all. Like I was like, oh, well, we'll use 75, and that's what I did. I did 75 flat as a board. And I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and give you another 50, still flat. And I was like, let's just give you 100 and see what the fuck happens, still flat. And I was like, all right, well, I guess we'll just give you a bit more sweet potatoes. We'll give you like 50 grams of rice. We crushed four Rice Krispies, and we still didn't spill over. We were pretty full by the time we hit that 30-second individual. But overall, man, I mean, he absolutely crushed it. It was a pretty stellar class. I mean, these guys, we had a couple mass guys there that were just real big. A few guys that you could tell definitely they didn't necessarily put in as much of the work, obviously, but maybe they didn't have a coach, maybe just life circumstances. They just wanted to get on stage for the first time, whatever it might be. But overall, I think we held our own in the pack, so I was pretty satisfied in that regard.
I would tend to, and hey, what's up, dude?
What's up,
Aiden,
Ayden?
Hey, how
welcome
we
to the
doing, guys?
show, friend.
Not
We were
bad,
talking
brother. Good to
talking
see you,
about
man.
Isaiah and his clients' weekend at the Natural Indiana,
Absolutely, yeah.
and we talked about it. I think was it was it that day I gave you the hack squat spots?
Yes, that
Can't
was
talk tonight.
Thursday, I think it was
Okay.
last Thursday. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I'll repeat what I said, but like I thought that you did a fantastic job with him. Like I thought he
Thank
got
you.
just about as conditioned as I believe you could have gotten him for where he's at, and I
Hmm.
thought he looked great. And I'm not surprised that you had to end up feeding him a lot because when you are that, you post either you or he posted like a set of pictures right before the show,
Yeah, I
and he
think
looked
maybe he
really
did.
freaking bone dry, and I
He
was like.
was.
And yeah, that's when they're that dry, dude. They're that like down. You can just feed them.
And he just wasn't filling out, so we just fed him so much. And it was funny because after the show, he ate this like whole tub of apples, like 300 grams worth of apples at least. And dude, he was lit up, like veins everywhere.
350
And it
grams worth
was
of apples.
Dude, it was funny because like he was saying like he told me throughout the prep, he's like, yeah, man, like my last meal, like I just feel like I get great vascularity on full as a house, and he has apples in that last meal as well. But we both assumed like, oh, it must be the sweet potatoes. And even backstage, like the sweet potatoes were doing it a little bit, but the vascularity really came with the apples. And we both looked at each other after he ate like this whole tub of apples. He goes, dude, look at my arms. And I looked down, I was like, well, we know next time, bro. We got it for next time.
It's that
Yeah,
So
man.
fructose, man. It's that fructose.
I'm telling you, bro, which I wasn't
Mm.
expecting it to do as much as it did because we did the Rice Krispies and everything, and those didn't
Mm.
even touch them. Those were basically useless. I think shouldn't have even used them, honestly.
Some people
Uh,
are hyper responders to fructose. It's very strange.
yeah, it really was, man. So overall, though, I'm really happy with the package we brought, and very grateful for the show day for how smooth it went. The judges, thank you very much for everything that you guys did too. So it was a really good show, man. So yeah, overall, pretty good. Aiden, how you doing? Coming back from Mexico, big dog.
Dude, pretty good. Been working a lot, so
Yeah.
like mind is just dead, but feeling pretty good other than that. Yeah.
You feeling you got more carbs in you, right? Like you did you injure cut officially, like we're now going to
Yeah,
growth.
that would have been right before Mexico, and then I went into a little maintenance phase the week before.
Hmm.
And, after I got back, I stayed on maintenance, but now I am up to around, I think it's like 550 grams of carbs on
Nice, man.
training days and a little bit under that on rest days.
There you go, brother. Good
Yeah,
stuff,
so
man.
cows are high.
Yeah, cows are high, and we're climbing the grid. You know,
We're
getting
moving.
the yeah, getting everything going, brother.
Yeah, the
That's
shits are
awesome.
immaculate.
I can imagine.
That's funny.
That's great, man. I'm happy to hear it. And I saw your client, Evan, who we both know mutually, which is kind of funny as well. I want to go to his page because give
Yeah.
him a quick shout out, but also kind of cover your client, brother.
Yeah, Ev's training is getting very interesting here because he's a kind of a hybrid training athlete right now. So
Yeah.
uh, we are focusing mostly on his dieting and nutrition,
Mhm.
but we have to program some plyometrics in his days as well. So it's
Gotcha.
very interesting. By the way, go back to that meal picture. I
Yeah, that
bitched
one.
for this. He had none of his veggies and none of his fruit in there, so I
You gotta call him out.
yeah, I bitched out for
Isn't that funny, bro? Like we always post like the
him.
goods, but tend to forget the coaches are always watching, bro. So I didn't realize he does
Yeah, but
pickleball
Ev's killing it.
competitively.
He's a great dude. His girlfriend right there, she's also one of my.
Nice.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said I didn't know that he did competitive pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he does. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does competitive pickleball.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Happy to see it, man. You guys are killing it, and honestly, he's made a ton of progress with you, so that's really exciting.
Oh yeah, he's killing it.
Hell yeah. And then Matt, like I said, kind of got the new client. Anything else new with you, brother? Anything kind of update the people on or anything like that?
Thinking about shaving the mustache, but otherwise
No, no,
everything's the same
bro.
right
You
now.
gotta keep it. You gotta keep it, bro.
I
Come
feel like
on.
everyone else loves it more than I do. Like I feel like I'm letting people down almost doing it, so like I got to
You got
put
the like
myself
whole
on this
crowd. You got
one
everybody amped up around you, bro.
because I know every person that I walk by is going to be like, "You shaved it," and I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I did."
I did.
I don't know. We'll see.
You could trim. Is it bothering you, or what's the
I
deal with it?
honestly just like my face better without it.
You just
Nice.
like having a clean
That's
shave.
it. I don't know, dude.
That's
Just
fine,
because
man.
I never really grew. I think I went till like I was 24, 25 before I ever like actually let even like a lot of stubble grow. So
Yeah,
like I'm just used to being like a shave face.
yeah.
Yeah.
Clean
And I got
shave,
enough
baby.
of a jaw so like I can rock it, right? I don't have to
Yeah,
have facial hair. I don't
right.
know. But yeah.
Rube's moving back there, but well, let's go ahead and dive into a little bit of bodybuilding. Y'all know our time's kind of limited. The twins will be here. I think they're going to be a little late. They said they're on a client call, so they will pop in here and whenever they get the chance to. But currently, at this very moment, we have the Toronto Pro going on, and it looks like is oh no, that's a different show for Mellow Man. It looks like it is going to be a battle between Eric Wood, Quentin Beastwood, Blessing, and Wellington, which is kind of what a lot of the people were saying going into this show. I do want to touch on Quentin Beastwood's look here. I'm kind of curious how we're looking whenever we lock into the poses. Quentin has that Andrew-esque and Samson type of frame. Um, doesn't look like we had a ton of improvements from his last showings last year. Although I would imagine based off that photo we just saw a second ago that he might be in the hunt to win here. And this
It's
is a
hard to
straight
tell
run.
too much, but he appears to be in decent conditioning here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'd say definitely competitive conditioning for sure.
I'd
He
like to know what
definitely
he looks
looks
like from the
great.
back.
The back's always a tall tail sign for him. Or I'm kind of curious whenever he turns around what we're looking like. Abs are a little soft. He's got some glute striations.
Hmm.
Yeah, it looks pretty tight. That's pretty damn tight for
He
him.
looks
Yeah,
good.
for him, that's good. That's really good.
Hmm.
The biggest issue with his physique, though, has been that he's just because he's got such a big frame, he doesn't quite fill it out just yet.
Yep.
So I feel like I kind of need to see him next to the others to see if he's improved in terms of overall size.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. And we can do that right now. So these are obviously a little blurry, not like the best crazy photos from TFE Media.
Way up close here.
I know it, brother. We're all kind of like getting right up to it, but we have Quentin, Eric, Blessing, and Wellington. Chris Miller also in that first call out, good for him. And then Dorian Yates on the far outside. Not familiar with this guy
Haywood.
or yeah, Dorian Haywood on the far outside. How about this
I
guy
was
between?
like, shit, he's made a comeback.
Yeah, yeah. And sorry, not Yates, brother. My bad.
I was
Uh,
like, where is he?
I
the
knew what you
guy
mean. I knew what you
between
meant.
Dorian and Blessing, I'm not sure who that guy is, or the guy on the far right, but
Yeah.
all the usual suspects. I do like from the front double, I'm leaning towards Quentin just because
Yeah.
the massive frame,
Quinn
Yeah.
looks great. Yeah.
great condition too.
Mhm.
The back double, though, my eyes go to Blessing.
I'm gonna tell you though, I've seen like up close videos of Eric Wood's back,
Hmm.
and that shit's nasty. I don't feel like it's fully. I don't feel like you're getting the full picture with this.
Okay.
Um, but I would say my eyes are still drawn to oh my gosh, I'm
Quentin.
blank. Quentin, gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he
It's
does look
almost
good
bedtime
though.
for me, bro.
I know it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm pulling
He's
the
still
late one
got
here.
that. Oh, you're good. He's still got that massive X frame, bro. Like even his
Hmm.
legs look bigger than the rest of the guys up there.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's what's crazy because like even in the comments, your people are like, "Oh, he needs to fill out his frame," and yeah, to a certain extent, absolutely. But in this
Hmm.
specifically, dude, he's fucking huge.
Yeah, he's looking really good.
Yeah.
Eric Wood, man, what a season for him. I mean, he's had
He's
a great
nasty,
couple
bro.
showings, bro.
He's got like that almost that old school mentality because like he'll post like every now and again,
Yeah.
and he's just like slowly gotten better over the years since he turned pro to the point where like now this is practically a tier two or
Oh yeah.
more like tier three probably show, but
Tier three
this
type
would get
show.
you an
Yeah.
Olympia ticket, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, this still gets you an
Yeah,
Olympia
like
ticket.
that's huge.
I don't think for Classic you get Olympia ticket if you win, and I don't even know if Classic's been on yet. I'm gonna assume not, but let's go to Bodybuilding Without Borders, see if they posted anything.
Damn Canadians having a show on Sunday.
I know, kind
Just feels
of
wrong,
out of pocket, you know.
right?
Um, we still have no Classic. It looks like 5 hours ago they're posting like in the hotel room still.
Hmm.
Which Classic, in my opinion, it's between Kellen and then this guy that I saw earlier. Where was he? Um, I sent it to the group chat, but I also know the party foul of not going to the group chat on the cast, so I will not be doing
Nah.
that.
Yeah.
Let me stop sharing, and then I will go find it. I party fouled last time, y'all. Let me go see if I can pull it up for us here. Here we go. Buys and tries. Sometimes I forget that that count even exists.
That is a sleeper one, bro.
It is, dude. I
It's like
never
when
and
you're
they
looking for
post,
new picks.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they post like all the time. So like
Oh
I
yeah.
kind of shouldn't be shitting on them. But yeah, this guy is also in contention, I think. So it's Sam and Wellington for the
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
not Wellington, but whatever. I just went to his page. Um but yeah, between Sam and him for the classic, and then Kellen, not Wellington, Kellen. So Kellen and Sam for classic. I don't see much of anything else though. And then really, it's been kind of slow as of late, to be 100% honest with bodybuilding news as far as
Yeah.
shows. We are closing in on, we're getting closer to Tampa and Texas, where we have some big names, obviously, with Nick and Joe. That'll be a fun show. And I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of these guys who don't get the qualification at the Toronto show kind of trickle their way down to Tampa and Texas. Um, like Blessing, I could see his season continuing on. And that's a comparison that everyone's wanted to see. Is Blessing and Nick. And I personally like see it. I know it's not like, remotely close, but just for the sense of the rivalry, I think I'd like to see that one too. So
They were beefing a little bit at one point in time, weren't they?
They were, man. They were beefing
That's
pretty
funny.
hard. So I'm kind of curious to see how, like, if Blessing can hold something against Nick. I mean, his back is the only thing that potentially could, in my opinion, but still would be a tough ask.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
Um, we were just talking about Grego and what he's doing. You see his
yeah,
update today? He's
I
doing in
did.
Chicago.
Yeah, yeah. Let me go
We were
share
just,
that.
I know, I was pissed that he wasn't posting anything like that.
I know we were dogging on him, bro.
I
I think
call him out,
last cast with Ayden, dude, we were just like absolutely ripping Grego. Me, Ayden,
Yeah.
and Jared.
post normally, and then he posts
Yes,
an update.
right. And he finally posted one, and he's 5 weeks out from Chicago Pro. And then it's more of this bullshit. Three Muffins, bro. What a guy. I fucking love that stuff. Um,
He's got a dope physique, though.
he does. He never posts any back updates like this, like with like it just straight on fasted. Like I assume this is fasted. Um, he has a solid back in the gym. It's never really correlated to the stage as well, in my opinion.
It's a telltale sign if someone posts updates and they leave out a certain part, like they leave out the front, the side, or the back.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's typically the back or the side, right? But like
right.
that's always a telltale sign to me that they're trying to not show something off.
Yeah,
Hmm.
right. And I think that Matt's I mean the improvements are minor but still, still coming along and I think that Matt's got a really great physique overall. I mean just from like the shape and the bubbliness, but I still feel like there's some size to be had. Um and I do want to give a quick shout out to Prob and Andy as they got in their Olympia ticket. Andy won
Oh
the
yeah. Was it
whatever show it
Oklahoma?
was. Yeah, Oklahoma show. So he is going to
It's a
the
shield
Olympia.
is dope.
Hell yeah.
I want a shield.
I know. The
That'd
Huge
be
Reflex was
cool as
supposed to
hell.
give me a shield, but they I don't know, their funding, whatever reason, didn't work. So Alyssa said that she's
And
gonna find a shield at Goodwill and like mark it up for me and stuff. So
nice.
we'll see. But yeah, Andy looked great at that show. Him and Prob always just nail it, man. And I feel
Yeah.
like Andy's one of those underrated guys that doesn't get enough hype or enough attention. 'Cause he's got a pretty dope physique too, man.
He does. He's a little short of stature, and he's
Hmm.
got like a little bit of narrow clavicles, and so I feel like he loses that edge when you put him up next to like a bigger body,
Yes.
unfortunately. But
Yep.
he does have a fantastic physique.
It really does. And a lot of it's the same shots there. Oh, that's so dope. Like the Infinity Stone.
That
That's
is pretty
funny.
dope.
But yeah, man, pretty solid. I love Andy and his
Cheesecake.
physique, man. He puts a lot of good work in. Great dude too. So I don't think there's much of any other shots there. Yeah, solid. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's nutty.
Outside of that, though, I mean, bodybuilding doesn't really have much of any crazy stories or nothing. I mean, it's basically been pretty slow. It looks like they're just getting the classic guys onto stage here. So
Hmm.
this is Kellen, 33 minutes ago. He's got a great physique that I'm also think that he's underrated. Um, I feel like this year particularly, I mean, I liked his physique prior, but it feels like this year he is kind of, I don't know if it's the pop, I don't know what it is, but I feel like we could potentially be looking at a top 10 spoiler for Wellington or for not Wellington. Geez, I keep mixing them up. Kellen. I feel
Mhm.
like he could be a top 10 Olympian, maybe towards the back end of that pack, but
Yeah,
He looks good.
he does.
I think the chest is really the major downfall. But outside of that, I mean, he stacks up well against any guy, in my opinion.
I don't disagree.
So yeah, that's really all about it for bodybuilding news. I do have quite a bit of questions that I've promoted in the past of like, hey, Q&A, and we've literally never touched them. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up some of those questions now. Where is it at?
Oh, I also have that story about my gym interaction the other day, dude.
Yes, dude. Tell us about that first before we dive into any questions. You texted me very vaguely over it, and I was like, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this straight from the mouth, man. Like, I gotta hear it.
I want to give it like I'm gonna give it like the short version, and I won't go into too much detail for just the sake of the kid that came up to me.
Mhm.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
But and it was right, it was like a little bit after you had left the gym actually on Friday. And so
Hmm.
this kid came up to me and he asked me if I would look over his cycle. And he's like, "Hey, do you mind?" Like, and I looked at him and he was young, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and he had like a little bit of muscle on him, but like he was pretty thin. And I was like, what are we doing here?
Why?
Like that was my actual like tone of voice too. But I was like, "How old
Yeah.
are you, dude?" He's like, "I'm 19." And I was like, I'm not gonna, and I straight
Yeah.
up said, like, you know what? I started quite young. Like, I'm not gonna judge you for this. Like,
Yeah.
get it over. Let me see.
Right.
But the apps, the dosages, and the quantities of different compounds on there was astronomical. That
Mm.
doesn't even do it justice. And I stopped reading like maybe 4 or 5 items down the list.
Man.
That's already not good if
That's
that's
yeah,
put
bro.
Yeah,
That's
4 or 5 items
scary.
down.
and don't get me
Man.
wrong, like I saw some health supplements on there as well, but
Okay.
it was just such a very large cycle, honestly.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I was like, why are we doing this much? And he said he wanted to become an IFBB pro. And I was like, I can't hate on you for that.
Yeah,
I
of
was like,
course.
why?
Right.
He was like, well, it's partially financial too. He's like, when you put IFBB pro in your Instagram handle, you get clients.
That ain't how it works, bro. It ain't
That's
how it
not
That's
works.
good.
and I
Yeah,
try to
that's
tell him
not
that's
good.
not how it works.
Aiden's
And
like
he,
wincing at that thought, bro.
yeah,
He's like, oh
Yeah.
I was like, you're
man.
literally doing it for the exact wrong reasons that people make posts for. Because your
Literally.
life doesn't change. Your life doesn't you don't become a superhero or a movie star
No.
just
No.
because you're an IFBB pro anymore. I know a lot of IFBB pros that still work 9 to 5 jobs
Oh yeah,
and
we
don't,
literally know one
yeah,
in Drake. Like I have no problem saying that Drake works a 9 to 5. Like he's
yeah.
actively doing
Bro,
that. You know?
Eric Wood, we were just talking about, I'm pretty sure he still works a 9 to 5, like
Yeah, yeah.
not in the bodybuilding industry.
Right.
So,
Brad, my coach, he works a nine to
yeah,
five. Like you know, like that's very
Brad's
much
a
like
monster.
they don't start. Like, it would be dope if they did, but they don't give you a salary whenever you become a pro. You know what I mean? Like that's not a thing.
And there
Oh.
are a ton of coaches that also happen to be IFBB pros that are not making a sole living off of coaching or just
Yeah.
can't generate the type of clients.
Right.
Hmm.
So I asked him, I said, "Do you have a coach?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "I would tell your coach to his face that he's being reckless with your health and he's doing you a disservice because you can be making just as much progress on so much less."
Yeah.
Man, that is really
It's
disheartening to hear that he has a coach. I was expecting you to say
that's
that he doesn't have a coach.
and
That's very
yeah,
disheartening.
it's very disappointing to hear because like I mean, who am I to judge someone? He wants to become an IFBB pro. I get
I
it.
get
Everyone
it.
has their own reasons.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own story, but you can be making just as much progress off of far less. Like
Oh yeah.
it was, and it's so dangerous. And at 19, it's very difficult to comprehend the actual consequences that could come down the line or like the
Hmm.
actual seriousness of it because I know what I was like at 19 and I was like Lottie fucking da. Never to
Yeah.
that extent.
Right.
Never to that extent. I was at
Yeah.
least, in my opinion, smarter than that.
Right.
But just the fact that there is access to so much misinformation out there
Hmm.
and there's a coach willing to put a 19-year-old on that much, like that kind of gets under my skin a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, definitely gets underneath my skin for
I don't think
sure.
that's okay.
Well, I think I had told you guys last week too about the 17-year-olds that I ran into at the Quantum Gym in
Hmm.
Nashville, and I was just
Yes, you
like,
did.
man, like
Oh, I didn't hear this one. I
so
wasn't here.
there was a group of guys that I came up to. They all saw me posing. They were all like kind of staring. I went over there, kind of introduced myself, gave a little bit of my coaching information just because I was curious. Like, hey, do you guys have a coach? They said no. I was like, clearly you guys are training like bodybuilders. Like, you guys kind of just need that direction a little bit. So I gave them my coaching. We interacted a little bit more. They fill out my questionnaire, and the first thing that I immediately kind of had the suspicion. I immediately go down to like the bottom where it's like a lot of like, hey, just like let me know if there's anything else I need to know. And a majority of those teens out of that group, I'm not gonna say names obviously, but majority of them are on test. And it's just like at 17 years old, why are we taking tests? Why are we doing anything at all for that
And it's
matter?
like, get ready to take that for the rest of your life, guys.
Yes,
Get
exactly. It's
ready,
just,
strap in.
and I get it, man. If you're like, same sense and same vein, Matt, like of wanting to be an IFBB pro, because a lot of them had that. And then they also mentioned, I just want to turn pro right after. I just want to turn pro. I just want to become like a big bodybuilder. I want to become an influencer, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, cool, whatever. Whatever your goals are, man. Like, I hope that you achieve them, but we have to do it safely in order for you to to be here, you know what I mean, long enough to reap the benefits of the hard work that you're putting in.
Yeah,
And it's just
dude, and like
disappointing and disheartening, man.
horribly so. And like, don't get me wrong, like there were you can even look back to Jay Cutler, like he started at an early age. That was a pretty well known fact. And like
Yep. Same for
if
Chris
you,
Bumstead.
yeah, and like if you
Yep.
stick with it, right? Because I'm a little bit of an anomaly where I picked up the magazine at 14 and I was like, this is what I'm doing
Yeah.
and stuck
And
with
you
it.
stuck with it.
That
Yes.
doesn't and that I not that isn't to like to be a subtle brag. That's just say it doesn't typically happen like that.
No,
Like
no.
I know of so many teenagers or young men in their 20s that think bodybuilding is their whole life and that's all they want to do.
Hmm.
And I mean, I've literally had this happen where I had a client, he had great genetics, great potential. He did one show. He didn't do as well as he would have liked, and he we pushed him really hard. And after that, he said, "You know what? Bodybuilding's not for me." And
Yeah.
before that, we had worked together for like a year in the off season, and then like a year
Hmm.
getting ready, not a full year getting ready for the show, but like
Yeah.
2 years in total. And after that, he was like, "I don't want to do it anymore."
Isaac
So
was the same way, and he's a natural competitor. So like
yeah,
he literally went through this entire prep, you know, grinded it all out, and we get to 2 days before the show, and I was like, "Hey, how you feeling, man?" Because like we're doing our pump workouts, kind of just like you know throwing weight around, get blood moving. And he goes, "Honestly, man, like I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know if I want to do this again." And I was like, "Oh, like what is it, man? Is it like is it the low calories?" He's like, "It's just everything. Like I don't feel great. It's been a rough 4 weeks. I feel like I haven't been the greatest partner, greatest friend, greatest family member to people I love, and it's just not what I want, you know." And granted, after the fact, after the show, he loved it, and he says that he might consider it for sure. And we're going to a
that
growth phase now. But that goes
can
to show,
happen
like
too.
as a natural, there's even that thought of like, oh, you know, and he didn't get the placing he wants. Like me and Isaac both wanted to win, you know, but we got fifth and third, and he still was like, hey, I'm ready to get after this reverse and growth phase and see what damage we can do. And he's still thinking in the back of his head he wants to compete later on. So um, it's just I don't know. I think that whenever we're talking about first time competitors, because mind you, these 17-year-olds, there's no way they've gotten on stage. That 19-year-old, I don't know if he's gotten on stage. I would assume not.
I don't
But
believe I don't believe you're able to until you're 18 now. Like that's the thing.
yeah.
And like you said, like you never know. So to make the decision to take anabolic steroids before
Mhm.
you've ever done a show because you think that this is what's for you,
Yeah.
you may realize it's not for you. And then you
Yeah.
have to live with that. You have to live with those health consequences, dude.
Yes, and there are legitimate health consequences.
Especially at that
Can't.
age.
Oh, dude, yeah, because your body's still growing, your body's still developing,
Mhm.
and that's something that a lot of
Brain
people
is
just
as well.
the
The brain
brain, yeah, brain's
is
not even fully developed
horribly
till you're
altered.
25
Yeah,
years old, man. Like, how can
horribly
you make those
altering brain
decisions?
chemistry.
And not
Yeah.
to mention the like I don't know parents, and obviously I don't know any of that situation or what that is, but like I can't imagine parents are on board, but where the heck are these kids getting this stuff? You know what I
And
mean?
where are they getting the money to get this
The
shit?
yeah,
This
the
is
money
this
for it.
is the shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
That was one of the
seriously.
questions I had for that kid. I was like, how do you
Where are you
afford all
getting this?
this?
How do you afford all
He's like,
this?
he was like, I'm working like 2 or 3 jobs. I'm getting like 3 hours of sleep. I'm like, great.
No, bro, what are
Oh,
we
I'm so
doing?
happy. You're doing
So here's the
everything
first
right.
thing. Here's the first thing to address. Sleep.
Yeah, seriously though, 3 hours is not enough, bro. You can't even even if
On.
you weren't on anything and you were just grinding to make that money, dude. 3 hours, you're gonna be a walking zombie. You're never gonna make muscle mass grow. You're not gonna be able to digest food properly.
Hell
Everything
no.
is, just be quite frank, everything's fucked. Everything's fucked if you're getting 3 hours sleep.
Everything is fucked on 3 hours of sleep, man. That's
Like
facts.
it's fucked on four or five. Like, dude, you need at least a minimum of
Oh, some
six.
people it's fucked on six.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
seriously though,
dude.
bro.
Like,
Yeah.
Honestly.
Me, dude.
Matt's like, I'm that guy.
Getting old.
But no, man, like it's crazy to me that these young guys are getting their hands on this stuff, and it made me just like it just made me a little disappointed and sad that it's taken that place because there's so many different healthy ways to go about it, and that's something that even with my own journey, you know, like you reach a certain point where obviously like you know if you love the sport or you don't. If you never stepped on stage and like you're in it to be an influencer, man. Like find other ways to influence. You find other ways to like make yourself marketable. Do whatever you got to do outside of putting your health at risk because we only get one body, one temple in this lifetime. So why would we go wreck it with a bunch of steroid usage or we go wreck it with a bunch of different hormone implications? A lot of different things that a lot of these kids don't even think about because just to be quite frank, they're young, they're dumb, they don't know, you know. So
It's hard to blame them, right? Because I
right.
remember at that age, like
Yeah.
you just don't always grasp like the
Yeah, you don't
gravity
grasp
of the
life
situation.
for what it is. 17 years old, I thought I was going to the NFL. So, like it's just like I understand in that regard, but
Yeah.
and I'm sure probably looking back, if I was had a chance and an opportunity to get my hands on it at 17 or 18, and I thought, oh yeah, this is the pipeline to the NFL if I do this, young me may have made that stupid decision as well. Um, I just was
You
so
have a
happen.
coach
I do have a coach,
that is advising this young teenager. It is their duty to kind of
which
steer
is
them into a better direction, in my opinion.
yeah, much
And they're
better
doing
direction.
exactly the opposite.
Hmm.
Yes, exactly. So
And a
if
lot of
you
coaches,
happen to be that 19-year-old, you have three guys here that will happily come help you, probably for cheaper. Just be quite frank, probably for whatever you're paying that guy, we probably do it for cheaper to get your health
oh,
markers
dude,
back
I'll
on
tell you
track.
for free that you're a dumbass for doing it right now.
Yeah. Ayden, you freaking kill me, bro.
I'm like,
I'll tell you for free that you're a dumbass.
Out of the goodness of my heart, I'll tell you, buddy.
Right. Man, that's something else. And on that note, let's transition to some questions, boys.
Yeah, I agree.
First question is what's something that well, this kind of falls right in line. So what's something that's a red flag in a potential client? I
hmm.
think that I mean what we just talked about for the last 20 minutes maybe, but that's like the big one. But I mean, do you guys have any other big indicators that it's like this might be a rough client that I'm taking on type of deal? I
Hmm.
can think of a
I'm
couple
sure
if
I
you guys
have
want me to go
one.
first. I can go first.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead and go
The
first.
variety is typically something that my clients have complained about in the past that I've accommodated and still sometimes find complaints with after the accommodation. And it comes down to a point where I have to tell the client like, hey, like I can only give you so much variety before like at the end of the day we have to, if you want to make progress you have to be disciplined and you have to be disciplined within markers and within like managing a calorie surplus or a calorie deficit and you have to be within that track in order to make that progress because it's the same foods every single day at the same times and making that progress that much easier for me to track and for me to make adjustments to. So whenever we throw in so much variety into a plan, I have no idea whether we had eggs, protein powder, bagel, muffins, or anything for breakfast because there's a variety for you and for your base, and this just very becomes very difficult. So if we're complaining about the food choices, which me personally, I give about maybe two, at most two, sometimes three if it's a lifestyle, but I'll give two or three options for you to get your protein source in, whether that be lean ground turkey, beef, or steak option. I do something along those lines. So that's something that I would call a potential red flag is if the variety that you're providing still isn't enough for the client to fall in line with.
hmm
Hmm. Hmm.
God, I'm
I'll get
still
one from each of you. How about
thinking,
that?
dude. This is terrible. I know I've got some, like absolutely.
Something.
For me, it's any client call that I've ever done where the first thing they ask is what is the price? That is called a smash and grab. That's
Yeah.
a smash and grab technique. That's an immediate red flag to look for because like 9 out of 10 times with those clients, if you do end up closing with them and working with them, uh, like a month or two down the line, they'll ask you to lower the price or
Wow.
they'll ask if you have any different options for
Have
price.
you have you ever had somebody ask to lower the price?
Oh yeah, and
Wow.
there's been times that I have, and
Okay.
if I know it's a dedicated client and somebody
Hmm.
that I enjoy working with, I'll always consider it.
Yeah, you'll
But
consider
if
it,
it's
right?
somebody that I have problems with accommodating what they need, because usually the smash and grab are the same type that'll be like I'm too busy. The I'm too busy clients are
Hmm.
that is a struggle because then I start implementing some techniques with like what is your screen time? What does your day look like? I want you to log your day, just write down things that you're doing, and then you'll find like 8 hours of free time in their day. That is not sleep. Um,
Man, that's tough.
that's what kills me. But
Yeah.
yeah, red flags, those who have, I got another one. Those that have these lofty goals, right?
Hmm.
Lofty goals that are super vague.
Right.
So I want to be the best bodybuilder of all time. I want
Very vague. Yeah.
like that becomes a problem, especially down the line, unless you can find a way to reconfigure their goal setting.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
That's when it works. But like people who keep that, I want to be the best bodybuilder of all time, or
Hmm.
I be the best this or that, it becomes a struggle with them because a lot of the times their actions don't align with the goal set. And when you can't align their actions with the goal set, then man, the
Yeah.
progress, it'll be there, but it'll be hard to measure. So,
Yeah, it becomes very hard to measure in that regard.
mhm.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
I do like that one.
Hmm.
Matt, you got one, brother?
I do, and it's typically the negative mindset clients.
Yeah.
Like when you're
That's always tough.
check-in, when the check-ins are like, I don't feel good, or like not really seeing much progress, or something along those lines. And then like you kind of ask them like, well, how did you feel this week? How did XYZ go? And they're like, well, I missed meals here and there, and I did this wrong, and I did this wrong, or something along those, or they didn't see the scale move, the scale obsessed one. I'm giving you a
Yeah.
couple.
The scale is, yeah.
And
I'm going to give you a couple.
I don't mean to call anyone out on this, but
No, you're just calling it for what it
it's typically
is.
the female clients I've worked with when they don't see the scale, they start kind of freaking out a little bit.
Hmm.
Even if they look better because it means more to them, or it's a little, yeah, regardless. When it comes to the check-ins, when they're super negative or they're super obsessed over like one little variable when everything else might be going well,
Yeah.
that's kind of a red flag for me because then they typically don't appreciate the work you're doing for them, and they don't even appreciate like their own progress because they're so kind of negative about it, they can't even see it or recognize it, or it's
Yeah.
not enough, so on and so forth. And
Right.
Hmm.
a lot of us are like that when it comes to progress. We want more and more and more, but
Yeah. Yeah. There's always
there's
like
a
push it forward.
big difference, right, between being
Definitely.
negative about it and just wanting more progress.
Yes. I've got
Definitely.
another one on that line, the half-ass check-in clients.
Oh, dude,
How do you
that's
feel?
absolute
The
joke,
Good.
the
bro.
give you the weight, two pictures, and none of your recovery metrics or hunger metrics, anything like that. Just half of the shit's filled out and the rest is just
Yeah.
completely not.
That
Yep.
becomes an absolute pain in the ass.
Yes. Because
No, cool.
what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, you can't really do
What
much
are
with
you
it, bro.
supposed to
Like if you're
do?
just getting photos or like just getting weight and it's just like barely anything filled out, it's like, all right, well, I guess we'll chat next week because I don't know what the fuck
Yes.
happened this week. You
Yes.
know, like
Well,
Yes.
I'll
it
just
becomes a
send them a bunch
problem.
of questions that they should have given me in the first place, and it
Yeah,
just
Yes.
elongates the check-in process. Like, I
Yes.
don't,
definitely.
we do this every week, man. Like, what are we doing?
Yep. I'm gonna shoot these questions to these guys, but first I'm gonna introduce them to y'all. Brody, Gavin, how are y'all today, brother?
Good, how are you, man?
Not bad, not bad. Thank you guys for joining in. Matt and Ayden, I don't know if you've had a chance to meet Brody and Gavin Melton. They are part of the Anomalix brand and team that we have, that I've been grateful to be a part of, man, just to say the least. But had a pleasure meeting these young guys at the video shoot, and we chopped it up. And turns out that they have their own podcast that they do as well, and they'll probably be collabing a little bit more. But yeah, man. So you guys want to tell a little bit about yourselves and your kind of aspiring bodybuilding goals and stuff?
Yes, sir. So, Brittany and I, and first off, by the way, it's nice to meet you guys. I
Nice
don't
to
want to
meet you.
leave you guys out.
Likewise.
But so what got us into bodybuilding was so him and I both started out as like a bigger kid back when we were like 14 years old, and we were like 250 for reference, like 5'8", like bigger dudes,
Mhm.
and we just started working out and playing football, and then we more so loved working out more. So we kind of like dropped the football, and then we just started look like working out more and more. And then we were like, oh, we can probably do bodybuilding because we saw the physique come together more and more. Because at first it started out as I wanted to be a powerlifter because I didn't think I had like the shape for it. Um, but I figured out I had the shape, so I started doing more bodybuilding kind of stuff, and that's really how we really got into it and where we are now. Do you have anything else to add at all?
I mean that's pretty on point with everything else. I mean the biggest motive I guess to get us into actually bodybuilding and wanting to pursue that type of career was just kind of like the people that were around us. We saw people competing around us, friends, family members from the past too. So it kind of inspired us to want to do it more and more. And so now we're just trying to get the pro cards here soon, hopefully within the next, I don't know, maybe 2 years, 3 years realistically, but ideally if we could, it'd be great in one year, but that'd be really. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I
That's
mean, that's
all of our wishes, right? We all want to get that pro card here sooner than later. But yeah, man, you guys have some stellar physiques. Met them at the video shoot, like I had mentioned, and now we're all part of the Anomalex team. Brody and Gavin both, man. So these kids, whenever I had met them, the first thing, I mean, I guess first and foremost, after you guys see these videos and stuff, how old do you think these two guys are? I'll go scroll up to where you kind of.
I feel like I've
It's
already
not
gotten it.
fair. I already know the
You
age.
guys both
Yeah,
know the
I
age.
think I
Yeah,
already
Okay.
know.
yeah,
I
Are they
didn't
like
know if you guys knew
18?
it or not. They
Yeah.
are
yeah,
18. Yeah,
yeah,
18 years old.
yeah.
So yeah, they have started their bodybuilding journey pretty young, but they both have a very much like a head down mindset, Matt. Kind of like you were saying, if you know what you want to do and you have that drive and that passion, you're doing everything that you physically can to reach that goal, then that's something different than what we had previously talked about earlier in this
Mm.
cast. And these young men are very much that way. We were all in Nashville at the Nashville Fit Expo. Quick story on this, real quick. These guys didn't miss a single beat with a cheat meal, with or like no cheat meals. First off, so we all went out to dinner. We all got a cheat meal. Me and Alyssa were just on our honeymoon, so we enjoyed food. These guys decided they declined. They said, "No, we're good. We're gonna do our cardio." They did their fasted cardio. They were prepping their meals when we got back to the Airbnb. These two are some of the more dedicated bodybuilders that I've seen that don't miss a single beat. They're sleep optimized. They're everything's optimized. So they're very hardworking and they're very much within that category of that same mindset that you had at that young age, Matt, of like, you know what you want to do, you know, you want to compete, you know, you want to go get that pro card. And versus the other guys who are kind of iffy, just kind of throwing it around for the influencer status, like these guys are very different. So, yeah.
And when
So,
you get that at the young age, for me, it's super cool to see. It's just,
yeah,
it's quite rare, right? It's far from the
very
norm.
rare.
So when you do find someone at a young age that does have a passion for something and knows what they're going to go after, that's dope.
Yeah. And that's what
And
we
does
Hell
the
yeah,
do.
work to get to it, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't just
definitely.
talk about doing the work.
We are kind of touching up on some Q&As, Brody and Gavin, but I want to go ahead and shoot one question towards you guys' way. What's something that's a huge red flag with a potential client?
Okay, I'd say honestly, first it popped up in my head right when you said that. First thing is probably not doing check-ins on time, like just being inconsistent and
Yeah,
like either oh I forgot today or oh I have work this morning. Well, I mean
yeah,
you do your routine like you've had it by last week, so you should get up earlier maybe and send a check-in. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But I understand life happens sometimes, which is understandable. But
right.
it's like just check-ins really,
Yeah.
or even following the plan to be honest.
Yeah,
Hmm.
You can go in a rabbit hole, all that. So,
right.
Hmm.
How about you, Brody? You got something?
uh, let's see. I would say when you have a client that's really wanting to pay you because they know what you're worth, and they come in saying that they have the finances available, and then it's a whole process to actually obtain their finances. So they're trying to pay you for your service, and then they cancel, they don't pay, stuff like that. They skip a month, which
Yeah,
that's kind of like the bottom of the barrel with coaching. That's not really like a main concern because if you're really in it, you got to be in it for actually wanting to help people and stuff like that. But
definitely.
it's
Yeah.
definitely a pet peeve though, because that's got to pay the bills, you know. So
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
without a doubt. And especially us young guys, like kind of starting to build our coaching up, Ayden included, and Matt, as you're continuing to grow yours, like that's something I think all across the board that we all probably could agree with, that like we all still have our own bills to pay. So it's like, you know, we kind of want to have that same respect if you're wanting to continue on with service. So that's a good one. The second question from one guy was, what's your biggest learning moment as a coach? And I'll kind of go around the horn. I'll start with you two down there, Brody and Gavin again. You guys want to go ahead and start there with what's your biggest learning moment as a coach in your very young coaching careers, that is?
I'd say so far because we are very new into it. I'm sorry. Can you ask the question one more
Yeah,
time?
yeah. What's your
I
biggest?
apologize.
No, you're good, brother. What's your biggest learning moment as a coach?
Yeah, biggest learning moment probably um just trying to find that right client that fits well with you because in the end of the day it's like not every client will line up with what you want to do.
Mm,
And maybe that's like as in like goals or maybe it's like you don't want to go a certain route with them, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So maybe like just trying to find like the client to coach like detail and like
yeah. That actually like fits your mold. I know that
yeah,
I've had that issue in the
definitely.
past with like some lifestyle clients where it just we just don't mix, you know. Like I'm very much like bodybuilding style. Like I'm like, hey, if you want to get on stage, like I'm your guy. But if you're wanting to kind of just like lose a little bit of weight here and there, or you want to gain a little bit of muscle, but the plan's all over the place, like, well, I might not be your guy, you know, just to be quite frank. I might not be the best coach for you.
For sure. And to top that off too, you can also like if you have a buddy and you know they coach lifestyle clients like very well, you can say,
Mhm.
hey, I can't personally coach you, I apologize, but here I have a friend that can coach you just fine.
Yeah,
And then
right.
sometimes I do that too. So
Definitely. Brody, is that same thing for you, or do you got something?
I mean pretty much like the same concept on that. And yeah, I mean he's pretty on par with what I was thinking the entire time. So I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with it.
there you go. I like it. Matt, you got something there for your biggest learning moment as a coach?
There's like I feel like there's a couple of big learning moments I had. I think one is definitely when a client you bring to stage doesn't get the placing you were hoping for.
Mhm.
Like that's a and it can really depend upon like the client's reaction as well, right? Because
Yeah.
I've had a client that didn't do as well as they would have liked, but they were super young and it was their first show and they were pretty understanding about it.
Yeah.
And then I've had a client that's done a show and man, I thought she looked really good, but she was very upset about it. And like I can appreciate, why nobody wants to do poorly
Yeah, of
on the
course,
show,
right.
especially when you work that hard. And she was awfully conditioned too, but
Hmm.
she did not take it very well, unfortunately. And then you kind of question I almost questioned myself a little bit. I was like,
Oh
did I
yeah.
did I do a good enough service for her?
Hmm.
And quickly realized, yes, Matt, like calm down. It's not the end of the world here. But
Right.
you do feel pretty bad. And it gives you that experience of knowing like, hey man, like not every show is going to go the way you want it to.
Yeah.
And that's something you will have to accept moving forward as a coach that's going to coach competitors. And you have to be willing and able to, talk to the client and handle that and make sure that they're okay because emotions run very high at shows, right?
Hmm.
Like that can really make or break you. And I've seen one bad show retire competitors.
Without a
So
doubt. Definitely.
yeah, I would say that was probably the biggest learning moments I've had
Kind
is
of a sidebar question for you as well.
yeah.
Whenever your competitor, regardless of your competitor's reaction, but you have your own do you ever have, I guess this is another question for you. Do you ever have your personal feelings of how that placing should or could have went? And does that affect how you kind of emotionally support your client?
That's a tough one. I mean,
I'm fairly new and I can kind of open up my experience. Fallon at her show, I thought that we were in the mix, in the fight for her
mhm,
novice class win. I thought that we had different qualities from the other competitor, and we ultimately got second. Fallon was totally fine and content with it. Me personally, I was a little teed off because I was like, man, Fallon had her in a couple like Fallon's posing was better. Fallon's conditioning was definitely up to par of hers, probably a touch better, definitely in some areas. But she just didn't have all the size that she did, and that was a big thing. And
yeah.
I did a pretty poor job as a coach of managing my own personal emotions of the fact of the matter because I was just like tore up over it. I was like, man, I thought that we had that one too. I thought we were going to have a clean
Mhm,
sweep first places across the board. But obviously it didn't turn out that way. And it was tough for me to like to unplug myself from the situation and just make it about her because ultimately it was her show day, you know.
mhm.
So,
I mean I've seen so many shows and I've seen so many calls go opposite of how I would have called it
mhm.
or go a completely different way that like I've come to understand, or at least in most scenarios, when things might be close or it's an apples and oranges, where I might pick apples, but the judges pick oranges, I can see why most of the time.
Yeah,
So most of the time I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like I get it.
it checks
I
out, right?
I think with the female client I had that didn't do as well as I would have wanted, I think I wasn't mad or I wasn't angry. I was more like a little shaken from it because I
Mhm.
wasn't, in my opinion, she was more conditioned than a lot of the women up there, but that's not always the end all be all.
Yeah,
So I
right.
thought she deserved a little bit higher, and I assumed she would have done a little bit better. So I was probably a little shaken from it, and
Mhm.
then I was also shaken because she was a little bit of a harder one to read all the time, and like I didn't know how she would be if she would
How
be
she
mad
was
at
taking it.
me or just sad or whatever it might be. So
Right.
I think that one, my emotions got to me a little bit. Then I had one more that didn't place as well as he would have liked, but I could see why that they made the calls that they did.
Gotcha.
So, and
Okay.
that one I was pretty like chill.
And how about you, Aiden? You've been kind of stirring on this question for a minute. What's
Yeah.
your biggest learning moment as a coach, brother?
Some people are going to need either constant feedback or a good conversation that bodybuilding isn't for them. I had a client
Hmm.
about a year and a half back where she wanted to compete in just women's physique, right? So she wanted to compete, and basically we got her through the beginning portions of prep, so like a little pre-prep phase. It was planned out to be 4 or 5 weeks, getting her through habits and tracking all the variables that we needed. And then at some point she just pretty much stopped everything, right? She didn't follow the plan whatsoever.
Wow.
uh, she was struggling with all the training. She was struggling just getting the training in,
Yeah.
or she just wouldn't hit the exercises that were programmed.
Mhm.
So my biggest learning experience was finally like this was the first time I had to just like have a conversation, put my pride aside, and be like, like
This
I
just
don't
isn't for you.
think this is for you, and I think I would be doing you a disservice if I let you continue paying for this
Yeah.
and wasting your money because you're not going to get what you want and you're going to be extremely upset with yourself at the end of this process.
Gotcha.
So that's just part of coaching is with actually coaching people through something, you have to meet them where they're at. And if they aren't in the niche that you're in, if you're not at that moment coaching lifestyle stuff, right? If you're not
Mhm.
coaching just general wellness and you're coaching bodybuilding, you can't continue rightfully making someone pay for a service that they aren't going to follow through on. And sometimes you have to put your pride aside to do that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that's also says something about your character too, because I know a lot of coaches that will just take that money, bro, and run with it.
Hmm.
And it's unfortunate too, because that's not what we're in it for. We're here to impact lives and make lives better and easier on people, and they achieve their goals. And you have some coaches that are
Exactly.
just trying to get
Yeah.
that dollar bill, bro. So,
Exactly. Which is just bullshit because that's not what coaching is in the first
yeah,
inherently.
definitely, man. Can think of a few.
Hmm.
Um, Third question from this guy, and last question from this one particularly is, what is a piece of advice you'd give to someone where they are looking to getting a coach?
Mm.
That's an interesting one.
That's a good.
First thing I would say personally is whenever you have some like if you're thinking of getting a coach, is assess if you're doing everything that you can within your scope. Like are you following your own meal plan? Are you eating the same foods on a regular basis? Are you tracking your progress whatsoever? Are you doing everything that you need to do that you just need a second eye? And that in the sense of this is bodybuilding talk, obviously. Lifestyle's a little bit different, but are you doing everything that you can potentially to track your progress so that way you can give a coach the proper tools, let's call it that, tools to make sure that they can give you the best physique that you possibly can. Um, and I would say that you're also receptive to sometimes harsh criticism. That's also a big thing. And you're receptive to being told what to do. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people are reluctant to get a coach just simply because they don't like following a plan that they think would or deem to be dumb or deem to be not what's best for them in this time. Typically you get a lot of pushback in that regard with people that think they just know better than the coach. So that's something that I would say for that question there. How about you guys? What's a piece of advice you'd give to somebody that's looking to getting a coach?
I'd say, um, if you can find somebody locally to be your first coach, that is probably going to be the best bet.
Good
The
advice.
first
Yeah.
coach I had was someone that was literally across the country. I went through both of my first two shows by myself. Literally did not have anybody. I guess my first show I had my brother backstage with me, but he don't know shit about bodybuilding. So
Yeah,
that was a
he's
whole thing, a whole debacle in itself. But
like,
second
eat
show,
a Snickers,
literally,
bro.
yeah.
He's just eat a Snickers, dude. You're
Dude,
good.
no, my coach told me to eat a Snickers backstage, and I did not, bro.
Yeah, fuck
I was
that,
like,
man.
I was smart enough at that point to be like, no, Not
No,
doing that right
no.
now. But yeah, starting off with someone that you can verbally talk to in person, so you can actually have a verbal and because verbal cues are huge, and that's
Huge.
just from
Yeah.
experience and like in-person personal training.
Hmm.
If you're able to physically and verbally cue someone to do something, it is going to be the biggest change you can see. Um, but that being said, like the best thing that I didn't do that I would have liked to do is start off with someone that's local that I trusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aiden's dropping some ball knowledge on us, y'all. This is crazy. All
Really?
right, Matt, you're next,
Yeah.
bro.
I
How are you gonna
gotta,
follow that up, man?
well, I want to reiterate that because that's such a great point that I really haven't thought of before because
Hmm.
I believe bodybuilding, there's a skill of bodybuilding in a sense, in terms of like how disciplined you are, optimizing everything, whether it's sleep, your nutrient timing, like your training, XYZ, like everything being the same all the time. And if you start with a coach that's like on the other side of the country, they might not be able to relay all of that through their programming, right?
Right.
So having that local coach that you can sometimes like either call or see in person and talk to in person,
Yeah.
and you can ask all these questions, or they can kind of work with you a little bit closer, and you can develop that skill of being on top of your shit all the time and you know
Hmm.
what you're doing to where if you get the most basic program from a coach of like meal 1 through 6 and here's your training plan like on a Word document and you
Hmm.
can execute that all to a T and be the best bodybuilder you can physically be,
Right.
then like I think that experience of having that more local coach is invaluable because it can help you really develop your skill set much faster.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Once you're already advanced, yeah, then it's a different story, right?
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
building up that base skill set, I think that was a fantastic point, Aiden. So
Hmm.
that's
Thank you.
fantastic.
Yeah. Kudos. That's good stuff.
For picking a coach, I would go to like their coaching page or their Instagram and take a look at like clients they've worked with in the past.
Hmm.
Or if you know of someone that's worked with them, like reach out and see, just kind of get a good
Yeah.
feel of like what they're like, or if you think that they would
Definitely.
mesh, or just that. Because typically, whenever anyone like has asked me about my coach, I'm like, I can't say enough good things about him, right? So
Right.
like, if you reach out to one of their like top clients, they're probably going to give you the rundown of what type of coach they are, or if they obviously are probably going to like them because they're working with them. But
Yeah. Right.
having some type of knowledge before going into like who you're going to work with, I think is very helpful too. Like do your due diligence, right? Don't just sign up with Joe Schmo who's going
Yeah.
to just put you on a bunch of shit.
Or don't just sign up, yeah, put you on a bunch of shit, or just don't sign up with like some dude that, is well known and then hardly pays any attention to you. I know a guy that got with a bigger name coach, I'll just leave it at that. And he would get basically no progress in his off seasons because this coach was a prep type of coach, and that's something you could have done your due diligence to kind of look into. But for off season, you're just paying them just to basically like be like, yep, you're good, and like not really do much of any sort of change. So
Just
I've got direct experience with that shit. Like
and
direct experience.
yeah,
just because they're a good bodybuilder themselves does not mean they're a good coach.
thank you.
Yeah.
Those two do
Yep.
not correlate.
Yeah.
Typically, like yes, like there is a little bit of like the social credibility of them looking really good and being a good bodybuilder themselves.
Yeah, right.
But I know of bodybuilders that don't know. I mean, typically, if you have a
Nothing.
pretty well developed physique, you have a fair bit of intelligence, but that does not mean that you know how to really coach others as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta be a teacher. You
you
Yes.
literally
do.
you're a teacher.
Yeah, that's what you're doing, man. I mean, that's why a lot of these coaches that you see retain their clients for a long time, like, i.e. Brad. Brad's retained many people, including myself, for years upon years because he's a teacher of the game and he's taught me so much in this game. And it's up to you as an athlete to retain that information that he's giving you, retain all this knowledge that is being dropped upon you for your own preps or your own bulks or your own questions that you're supposed to be asking along the way. Because at the end of the day, you are paying them for a service, but you're also paying them for the knowledge that they have. And it's your job to truly retain that knowledge. So that's also something, if you're going to go pay for a coach or you're looking for a coach, maybe looking to see what type of knowledge that they truly have. Like Matt's saying, do your due diligence, check with other people, but just truly understand kind of like what that's going to look like, and like what you're trying to get out of the coaching. If it's just solely a look, then by all means let it just solely be a look. But if you're wanting to grow as a person and grow as an individual, a young man, a young woman, whatever it might be, that's something that you might want to consider whenever you're picking your coach. So Brody, Gavin, you guys have anything to add on that?
I honestly completely agree with all of you guys, like about the local coach thing. I think that's like the best idea you can do starting out, especially because
Hmm.
they'll and obviously check their page, see like how they've dealt with their past clients in the past,
Yeah.
and if they have done a great job, go for it. That's perfect. But you want kind of, in my opinion, if you're looking for a coach, avoid the guys that get the best clientele, as in the best genetically gifted people,
Hmm.
because it could just be their genetics are playing their most of the role, right? To where
Right.
it's like the coach is like
I mean,
maybe
you have a great set of hands, it's kind of like poker. You get a
yeah,
good set of hands, it's pretty easy.
exactly. And like that's probably like my biggest thing that I see online though is I'll see people like, oh, this guy has a great roster of people. And then it's like, no, I mean he does, right?
Yeah.
Is he really like giving them like what they need? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or is
Yeah.
that just like, their genetics playing the role?
Right.
Because I do that a lot of the times. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, shit, I think I could have coached Peyton Manning back when he was on the Colts. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of
yeah,
like one of those things. You get one of those greatest of all times. Like, it's going to be pretty easy, pretty easy job on you.
exactly. If anything else. I would say on top of that too, if you're looking for a coach, obviously look for credibility,
Yeah.
but don't just look through their actual reviews that they have posted on their page.
Hmm.
You can totally make those up too. So obviously
Oh,
read
yeah. Yeah.
clients, see what they actually have to say, see what they're actually doing, like if they're doing any live updates on their clientele at
Hmm.
shows or like in preps.
Yeah.
Just really look into their details, look into what they're actually doing with their clients and make sure that they're pretty attentive to what they do because at the end of the day, you don't want to pay for a service and he's not very attentive. So
Yeah.
that's probably one of the bigger things for me too.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's pretty solid. That was all the questions from that guy. Let me go see if I think I have one more question here that I dropped a questionnaire on. Let me see. Where was it? I think it was on Instagram. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's see. There it is. Yeah, this was more training emphasized, which I know that we kind of all have different training philosophies, but the best reps and ranges for muscle growth is very vague. I guess we can go ahead and go around the horn. This might be one of our last questions here, guys. Ayden, I know Ayden, you're pretty specific on your training, so I do kind of want to start with you. What is the best reps and ranges for muscle growth and why?
It's tough because some literature out there points at many different things.
And this can also be your personal experience as well. That's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm going to go off of personally.
So based because like with clients, I literally have programmed so many different variations of rep schemes, rep ranges, set numbers. Because I mean, we know based on what's out there that probably somewhere in between 10 to 20 sets per muscle group is best for muscle growth 2 times per week. Hitting
Hmm.
that muscle group probably going to be best for muscle growth.
Yep.
Um, but some people don't get the best results off of that.
Right.
So, oh my answer is just going to suck because at the end of the day,
Is
it's
it
just
going
going
to
to
be
be
particular to each person? Is that where you're
it's
heading?
yeah, it's going to be kind of
Yeah.
testing out, especially with a client that you're just starting off with, just kind of
Yeah.
testing out the rep scheme, rep ranges, and like if you're doing it for yourself, just test out different rep ranges and different rep schemes, different set numbers, different training intensity styles, all
Yeah.
of that good
Drop
stuff.
sets, back off sets, things like that
Yeah.
too. Those are all very different for a lot of different people.
Oh yeah. Oh
For me
yeah.
personally, in a calorie surplus, I lean towards back off sets and drop sets because I think that you just maximize the most out of your training. Because you're hitting failure, you're seeking failure because you have the calories in surplus to do so, which in turn, theoretically, if everything's working out well, your body's functioning how I think it oughta, then you're probably going to see some sort of muscle growth. Now, whether you have perfect form, whether you're going full range of motion, that's all dependent on the client and on, their training style. But I do believe in back off sets and I do believe in drop sets as well, because I do think that that's a big muscle growth and a bulk. That's my philosophy for like muscle growth with reps and sets. For prep, it's a little bit different, and kind of going on Ayden's kind of tangent there that like it's very dependent on the client, you know. Some clients we can go ahead and keep the drop sets in there. We can keep the back off sets, no problem. Some clients it wrecks them, you know, like they cannot physically get their cardio done because of those back off sets and because of those drop sets. So it all is very dependent, but a baseline rule for me, if you're in a calorie surplus, do the most with the calories that you have. Matt?
Well, kind of like how you guys both touched on, it's going to be person to person dependent.
Yeah.
But if you're lost and you're like, I don't know, 2 to 3 sets per exercise, 8 to 12 reps. That's like
So easy.
that's going to be like
Biggest
your
base.
safest bet,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
And you're
But
gonna
that's
make good progress.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
pretty simplifying it, right? And then
Especially if you're young, just fucking do the simplest shit. Don't make it
Just do the thing.
complicated, bro. Just
Do
do
the
it. Just
thing.
do
Do
it.
it.
keep it
Grab a
simple.
dumbbell, grab a bar, grab a fucking plate. I don't care, bro. Just do
Like,
it.
grab a
Yeah,
case of beer. Just start curling it. Like
Start
you're gonna
curling
be
it,
great
fine.
bro.
idea.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
Be a man. God damn it.
Be a man. Gavin, bro, do you guys have anything to add to that?
Um,
Because you guys blew up fairly, like, you know, fairly quick. Like, what were you guys doing in particular? I'm kind of curious. Especially
so,
18 years old to have the muscle mass you guys do. What did you guys do to put on that muscle mass?
so for me personally, I like to aim for like the 8 to 12 rep range, and then I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this for most people. I think most people get the best benefit, especially if we're in a surplus, like a
Yeah,
growth phase off season, around the 8 to 12 rep range. It depends on like per body part. I'm gonna go out on a limb again and say
yeah.
something else too. I think for leg training, it requires more rep, like higher rep ranges, just
Hmm.
because to stimulate a bigger muscle group, you know what I mean? It's going to take more volume to push the blood and the nutrients to the muscle. So, but what I personally did to quote unquote blow up, um, I um I hit probably for example for your chest about 10 to 12 reps, maybe 13 reps sometimes. I like it on the higher side.
Hmm.
And then my biggest thing though is I stop when I feel my chest gives out because if I keep going, it's going to go in my front delt more. It's going to get the front delts bigger, which that's great, right? But like
Yeah,
working
but in
chest,
certain exercises, you don't want to be doing that, right?
exactly, exactly. So for me, it's just more about focusing on each muscle group and like really connecting with it. And then once you start to go to failure and you're like, I'm done, I can't do anymore, or else my triceps will take over or front delts. That's when you call the set, for example. That really goes with any body part, in my opinion,
Yeah.
for most people. So
So you found that whenever you feel that you're overcompensating with your delts or your triceps, whatever it might be, that's kind of
yeah,
the big indicator.
yeah.
Okay. Brody, same for you, brother.
Oh yeah, same to me. And I would say on top of that, it's like with clients too, it's the same concept, just go based off your personal feedback and your clientele feedback too. I mean,
Mhm.
generally most of the times when people say, hey, I can't feel any activation in my chest and it's all in my delts, my front delts in specific,
Mhm.
then hey, tuck your fucking elbows in a little bit more.
Yeah.
How's it feel? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, right. Try different things too to see like
yeah,
what's going to be beneficial for you. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So like when it comes to just reps and everything and like the quality of your workout, it's just all about technique and it's always
Mhm.
going to be quality over quantity too, no matter what the case is. If your off-season prep does not matter, it's always going to be that. So I mean that's probably like the biggest takeaway that I've taken away with
Mhm.
the whole lifting career that we've had so far and
Right.
uh, definitely just keep your elbows tucked. Yeah, and
Okay.
add on to that actually too. I think for like the biggest growth factor that I've done for my physique and then other people too is lowering the weight. Everybody's
Yeah.
like biggest pet peeve is like, oh, I don't want to be seen in the gym curling 20 pounds.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
gets you more muscle at the end of the day, in my
More of
opinion.
a social status issue than it is anything else, right?
Exactly.
Once again, quality over quantity.
Yep, that's
Definitely.
right. That's
Yeah.
very accurate.
Without a doubt. And that's something that I've even been a victim of, or like, you know, been an advocate of that case. Because like this whole week I've been on a calorie deficit trying to get kind of things tightened. I've gone lower with my weight, slower with my reps, and Matt can attest to that because we did the hack squat that day. I lowered my weight by a pretty substantial amount, you know, 90 pounds each side. So you know, we were really honing in on quality over quantity, and that's something that I'm really enjoying so far with my new training style. So, uh,
Yeah.
you guys all got one more question in here? Are you guys ready to wrap up?
Let's do one more question.
Matt's like,
You
I'm
gotta
wrapped.
skedaddle,
All
fam.
right,
You guys
Matt,
can go without me.
we'll run one more, but Matt, thank you so much for joining, brother. We appreciate you as always, man. Dropping
Yeah, thanks for
knowledge on
having
all of
me.
us, brother.
Uh, Thanks for having me. Appreciate you guys. Nice meeting you too as well.
Meeting you,
Keep doing your
meeting you,
thing, keep grinding, and I will catch you guys next time.
Sounds
Matt,
good,
have
big
a good
dog.
one, man. I'll
Thank you,
catch you
Yep.
at
brother.
the gym.
Yeah, I'll see
See you,
both you
Matt.
guys at the peak.
Yep,
Later,
yep. See you
fam.
at peak, big dog. All right, so the next question I got, and it's probably going to be one of the last ones here, and it's solely just a preference one. Um, who are your top three favorite bodybuilders, active, past, legend, whatever? This is a good one, honestly, because I mean I think that we all kind of have like our own different variety of bodybuilders. So, Ayden, do you have your top three right off the rip or no?
Oh I'm good to go. So
Let's hear
like
it.
Dorian's my number one just because literally since I was 18 years old, I've just been listening to motivational shit from him like
Oh yeah,
every time I do cardio pretty much.
yep,
So that's number one. Number two, gonna be pretty simply Ronnie Coleman. Just a great fucking aura about him.
the aura is there, bro.
Super hardworking. He's another 9 to 5 guy. He
Yeah,
was one of the best bodybuilders of all time. Worked a 9 to 5 a majority of his
yeah,
career. Didn't really blow up until the end of his career. So that's pretty cool. Um, Three, probably Jay Cutler too. I love Jay Cutler. Same era.
yeah,
Pretty dominant. Obviously unfortunate that he was in the same era as Ronnie, but
yeah.
he found his way eventually. But yeah, those are my three.
And obviously probably this kind of sidebar question. I'm assuming the answer, but it's like all at their all-time best, who are you taking?
Oh shit. Yeah, Ronnie. Also, I
Ronnie.
have to throw in a four too because I just threw in three open guys.
Yeah.
Lee Labrada is probably my favorite
What a
classic guy of
crazy
all
pull, but
time
hell
because
yeah.
his fucking posing is
Whew.
so
Don't even get
good.
me
It's
started on it, bro.
amazing.
He helped me with a lot of like my early journeys of
Yes. So
posing.
good.
So
Yes.
yeah. All right, Gavin, Brody, three each from both of you guys.
I'd say my first one is probably Jay Cutler off the rip, just
Yep.
because Jay, his the way he trains and his nutrition kind of lines up with mine and like his workout volume. For
Mhm.
because him and I kind of respond the same way when it comes to like weights. Like I'll walk past a weight and then my arm grows like by an inch.
Yeah.
And talk about discipline, dude. Jay
Yeah.
Cutler.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I was saying whenever I introduce these guys, man, their discipline is insane. So, yeah, like,
Heard
and
that
I
dude.
obviously we all have the aspirations to be an IFBB pro, but these guys are living the lifestyle to get there. So,
Mhm.
kind of hyped me up and got me fucking ready when I got back home, bro. I was with them for like a day and a half, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I gotta get my game together, bro."
Yeah.
So that's J Color's one.
Yeah. So I said Jay Cutler, and then I'm gonna go with Ronnie Coleman, and then
Yep.
number three, I'm gonna go with the new era of bodybuilder, like a open kind of guy.
Yep.
I'd say, man, hang on, I had it on my tongue. Um, I'm gonna pause real quick, let
Yeah,
Brady.
yeah, yeah.
And
Let
then
Brody go with his three. Yeah, let's hear it.
for me, I would say definitely Jay Cutler. Um, just overall, like his training, everything really aligns with what we both do because we both do similar to the same training.
Yep.
Both respond very well from that type of training. And then I'd say number two, it's gonna be kind of a hard one. This can be controversial for sure,
Let's
but
hear it, bro.
because he's kind of more of a world of knowledge, but Kyle Wilkes.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good pull
Hey,
too,
okay, I
bro.
like it.
Just
Let's
because of his knowledge, his physique, yeah, he might be out of the game a little bit and maybe getting, a little bit too old for the sport in a sense, but
yeah.
still great physique, great conditioning, knows what he does every time.
Hmm.
But definitely just his knowledge, he's very broad with everything and he knows everything pretty much down to the T.
Oh yeah.
I would say for the third one though, let's see. Um, this one's kind of hard.
You guys both stuck on three.
I know.
Go with your
I,
gut.
I got mine so I can fill in the gap.
Yep.
I'd probably go with Nick Walker. I
Nick
think
Walker, bro. That's a
Hey,
solid
okay.
one. Good for Nick, bro, getting a
yeah,
vote here.
my opinion
Did you guys
he's
see the fake Twitter and the fake X account that got made for him? Dude,
No,
oh, I didn't see that.
bro.
it's so fucking funny. It's like he's dressed up in like BDM stuff, posting stuff
No
on X. It's
shot.
like an AI generated
That's
profile.
crazy,
It's
bro.
so funny, dude.
No
That's
way.
fucking fried. I'm gonna have to go look at that, bro. That's something else.
Oh, pause. I say.
Yeah, wait, hold up. Nah. Hold up. Big pause over here.
Yeah.
I took EDM, so I was thinking like a bunch of rave shit. I'm
Oh,
assuming
right,
that
that'd be cool
Oh
too,
yeah, but, my bad, my bad. I'm not gonna go search that.
yeah. No.
All right, Brogan, let's hear it, brother.
Um, last one, it's probably gonna be I'm gonna probably have to go with Dorian Yates.
Okay, Dorian too. Let's
Yeah,
round it out.
I agree.
Good pick.
That's solid. My three, first is Ronnie. I mean, I think that's everybody, Ronnie's solid. Second is Terrence Ruffin because Terrence's posing and his physique is very similar to the sense of like what I want in my physique. I want to reach
Offspring of
that.
Lee Labrada.
Yeah, seriously though, with everything, man, like his posing style, how he trains in a way, like everything came from Leo Brada. So there's
Mhm.
that one. And then third, I don't. It kind of got stuck as well, but I do like Nick Walker, but I would say personally, probably Chris Bumstead. I like Chris
How did I
Bumstead's.
not say C-Bum? I
I,
love C-Bum
I
to
love
death.
Sebum, man. He's got a killer physique, and I do think that transformation from 19 or was it 18 to 19 or was it 19 to 20 where this back like blew the fuck
I
up.
think 19
19 to 20.
19 to 20. That was just insane, and I really enjoyed watching that kind of transpire. So. Yeah, man. Those are the big three questions, the questions that we went through. I don't really have much of anything else, I don't think, from anybody. Let me just double check. Yeah, I don't have much of anything else question wise. So we'll pretty much wrap it up there. Gavin Brody, thanks for coming on the podcast, making your debut on here, guys. We'll definitely get you guys on again. We'll hopefully get you guys for a longer period of time too, man. Catch you guys in another cast. Ayden, as always, brother, appreciate you popping on here, man, giving us some good knowledge. You dropped some elite ball tonight, so
Hey,
I hope that you like
hey.
smoke a cigar or something after this tonight because you cooked, bro.
Nah, dude,
So.
I'm gonna fucking go to bed,
You
bro.
going to bed, get some sleep. There you go, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, again, thank you guys all for watching. If you made it to this point, go ahead and give us a like, comment, subscribe. All their Instagram handles will be tagged below. So you'll have Brody, Gavin, and Ayden as well, and Matt, of course. We greatly appreciate you guys popping in here to watch. And as always, man, we keep working. Keep working. So, all right, boys. We'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, have a good one, fellas.
What's up, guys? It's Isaiah here with Anomalix. Please go ahead and drop a like, comment, subscribe on the video. I greatly appreciate it, as well as share with your friends and family as we're trying to grow the Keep Working podcast. But I wanted to get on here and show you guys a couple of the awesome products they have here at Anomalix now that I'm partnered with them, where you can use code Isaiah at checkout to save on some great products. So first and foremost, they have the EAAs. These are great for intra-workout as well as just trying to stay hydrated on a hot summer day, which, as you guys know, here in Indiana, it gets pretty toasty during the summer. We have pump products where if you don't want to use that caffeine, you want to kind of keep it a very clean, great pre-workout to use. Pump is fantastic, as well as the pre-workout they have here, both in Rocket Pop flavor. The flavor is phenomenal. Pre-workout has about 300 milligrams of caffeine in it, and it really sparks ignition really for you to get going during your training days, as well as recovery with the creatine monohydrate, a very clean, clinically based formula for you and your gains. Again, code Isaiah at checkout can save you money. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And thank you again so much for watching the Keep Working podcast. Now let's get you back to the video. What's up, brother?
Hey, dude, what's up with the car? What happened?
Yeah, dude, the fucking Lincoln. So, I had a piston rod go out on me Tuesday last week, and I've just basically had it sitting at my parents' house. And today's Father's Day,
Mhm.
obviously, so I went over there to go see my dad, and I coordinated with my buddy who has AAA. So we got it towed to this auto shop that I'm pretty familiar with. So we're hoping to at least get an idea of whether we need to get a whole new engine put in there, like a used one, or if we want to just replace the rods or do a little bit of mechanical work. So that's what I was tackling this morning, getting my dad his Father's Day gifts as well as um, yeah, the car, getting that car taken care of. So that is it. Yeah.
Love that for you on a Sunday morning on
I
Father's Day.
I know it, brother. It is a pain, but nevertheless, I've taken this a bit better. Maybe it's just because I've gone through my fair share of cars since I've been driving. So I've had like five vehicles since 16.
Damn.
Granted, they've all been older, so like it's not like
Yeah.
I've like, I just get cheaper cars that way. But the goal is one of these days, whenever we finally all of us get the pro cards, then we'll be hopefully be able to be making money, whether it's from coaching or sponsorships, whatever it might be, maybe get a vehicle that way. But I also understand not to rely on that finances, because it's not like you turn pro and start making 20 extra grand a month or something. So
When
Yeah.
we're all rich and famous, we'll be driving nice cars.
yeah, exactly.
You can also just sell your body for money and you'd be able to
Shit,
get a
dude.
car
Put
real
up
quick.
the toe picks, and that fund goes straight to it. I don't know,
Went from
bro. My own
bodybuilding to
wife doesn't want to see
OnlyFans.
them. My own wife doesn't want to see my toes, dude. They're out on the counter, and she's like, "Put those fuckers away."
No lie,
Why are
bro.
you
If
why are
I
you
was like
putting
a
your
hot
toes on
chick,
the
I'd for sure
counter?
sell hot. I'd sell feet pics for sure.
You sell feet
Oh
pics.
yeah.
If
That's
the roles were reversed,
there's no harm in that. No one knows they're your feet.
hey, bro. I mean, honestly, if you're fucking able to pull in the money that way, then by all means,
Hey,
I
yeah.
don't I don't shame the OnlyFans. Like, yeah, it's obviously probably like not a sustainable source of income. That's kind of similar to like coaching, Like, people don't have to buy your coaching every single month.
No, exactly.
It's just a
Yeah,
service you
maybe you
provide.
could coach OnlyFans models.
Oh shit, that'd be crazy.
Now
New
we're
business
thinking.
venture.
Yeah. 3 by 10 reps, fucking ankle, keep those ankle functions going.
Dorsey flexion.
Yeah, the Dorsey flexions. Get them going. How are y'all doing on this lovely Sunday?
Pretty good. Got up, had 230 milligrams of caffeine and one Americano, and I've just been back on my computer ever
Just
since.
grinding. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Not a bad
about.
Sunday.
How about you, Matt?
I went to Peak this morning to walk on the treadmill, and then I did some stretching and foam rolling because my body's been hurting, and then
Gotcha.
picked up Father's Day gift for Papa Guys,
Yep, Papa Guy's
which
there. You guys going dinner
consisted of like
later,
a,
or what are you thinking?
what'd you say?
You guys going out to dinner later, or what are you gonna?
No, he's
No.
out golfing. That's
Oh, okay. He's
it's
enjoying.
funny,
He's
dude.
really getting a good Father's Day gift in right now.
Dude, it's funny. Like for Mother's Day, my mom, we asked my mom what she wants, and she's like, "I want the day to myself." So like
Yeah.
we get to do whatever we want, and I'm like, I totally understand. And then with my
Oh yeah.
dad, typically goes and golf. So like
hmm It
every
works out.
it's just
Yeah.
pretty
You guys
chill.
don't
Yeah.
really have to do much.
Nah, bro. It's
Yeah.
easy.
Sounds
Makes
good,
it
man.
easy on me.
Yeah, definitely. Let me go ahead and pull up the Instagram here. I know that we actually have a show going on right now in the Impro.
Oh yeah.
So that might be something we can cover up real quick and kind of see how those guys are looking, how they're coming along.
Mhm.
I also found
Um,
out that Sauce is 40 years old,
40. Wow, okay.
Man,
I didn't know that.
which is pretty
almost
cool.
almost geriatric at this point.
I know, right?
It's crazy. That means he could go do the Masters Olympia too.
Hmm.
Yeah, good. Good name.
Yeah.
You guys see this here?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Good deal. So your top three are looking to be Sauce, William Bonac, and then Ali Edward Cargbo. Yeah.
Damn, they all look really good.
Yeah. I didn't know Ali was in this lineup, or I maybe would have thought that he could be definitely in the mix here, because he's got a
Hmm.
very like honestly, he's kind of best of both worlds. With him being a little bit younger, he has a bit more fresh muscle, but his shape is killer. His conditioning's always been one of those things that's like, oh man, if he nailed the conditioning, he'd be like one of those top guys. It looks like maybe at the Impro he may have done that. So it's looking good here.
Pretty good.
I think you could tell he's feeling himself too, just like by his posing and his general, aura, I guess you could say, as the kids would say these days.
Aura.
The
As the
aura.
as the youngins would say.
I thought you said genital when you said general. So
The genital aura.
feeling himself genital, I was like, what are we talking about?
Looks pretty nutty, dude.
He does.
Looks
I'd be
great.
interested to see a picture of the back.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. See if maybe here, let's go to this post and see if they have it up. I don't know why it's so small, but I imagine that they're gonna do like the whole quarter turn and then re-relax as well. I mean, he could maybe pull out this win here, honestly. I need to see Sass and William. I'm imagining if they're at
Yeah.
their trademarks though, that it's an uphill battle for sure, but he's not He's not looking like he's out of the mix.
Mm-mm.
It's not the best angle, but from what I can see, I mean, he looks relatively conditioned from the rear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see some soft striations there in the glutes,
Mm-hmm.
some good lines.
Those really dark skin tone bodybuilders, they just have a hard time always getting totally conditioned from the rear, man.
They
They have
do.
the crazy 3D pop to them, right? But
Hmm.
sometimes it can be a little difficult to like really see the conditioning.
Definitely. I couldn't agree more. Especially considering like I don't know if it's the African descent or whether it's like the tanning on top of it. And sometimes you see like the lighting can also definitely affect that.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like that the tanning is sometimes if you just go a shade lighter, like almost like Bonac here, which I mean Bonac's not nearly as dark as Ali, but you see a bit more detail in Bonac here.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like his
Yeah.
tanning might just be a coat less than Ali.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm just like pale as shit. So like they just have to get me dark as hell.
Yeah, just gets you
Like you
dark
don't
and
have
you're
to mess with
good.
it that much.
That's funny. Yeah, thankfully with me being light skinned, my 50% kicks in really well for me on show day. My tanning works great. Let's see the back here for Bonac. Not bad. Pretty good. He
Yeah.
looks tighter than last week.
That's great.
He typically brings a pretty consistent package.
Hmm.
Nice. He's a consistent guy.
He is. He ran the gauntlet last year. He did like 6 shows last year. I think this is show
Mm-hmm.
number 2 for him for the season. So
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we could be looking at a Bonac doing another gauntlet here, especially at his age, just continue churning away. And at this point, it's just such a routine for him that it's no problem, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Let's see if we go to Bodybuilding Without Borders, they have any other updates there.
Do we know where this show is at?
Spain, I believe, right? Zenpro in Spain? Pretty sure. This is your first call out here. I don't recognize a couple of these guys. Some big boys though. Photos are a little blurry, but you could see Sass and William holding the middle. Allie's looking to be third. You think it's a repeat? Do you think Bonac pulls this one out, or do you think that Sass could take this one here?
Mm,
Hard to tell with these photos. They're a little bit blurry, but
yeah.
I
It's
honestly let
it
me see
looks
the
close to me.
looks close.
Yeah, like I could see. I probably I'm always going to root for Sass, but
Hmm.
I could see them picking Bonac, and I really wouldn't have too much of an issue with it. I think. I mean, Ollie looks relatively. He
Yeah,
looks pretty good too.
right.
Yeah.
He's not as wide as Bonac, but
Yeah,
he's
he's got a good waistline too, man.
yeah, he does. They move Bonac to the middle, it looks like here. So it looks like the judges are leaning Bonac, and I think we see a little bit more detail in Bonac than we do in Alley.
Yeah.
So I'm content there, and I don't think Sass is off enough to be delegated a third. Um, if so, that's a huge win for Alley to be
Big
second
time.
to Bonac, to step
Oh, yeah.
above Sass, who's qualified. That's another step in the ladder for him. Because I feel like with Alley, we see him all the time come into these shows in fair conditioning and place relatively well, but it's never anything that like kind of shocks us, Like this would be a shock if he were to place second to Bonac here.
I don't personally think that I would give Ollie that second spot.
I don't either.
He's close, right? But
Very, very close. It's
there's just like
just a little
he needs
bit.
like a little bit more, I think.
Hmm. I don't like how he's hitting the side chest too. That's a
Neither
big,
do I. I mean,
big
his
gap.
Yeah.
hamstring looks ridiculously smaller than the other two.
Yeah, and I don't think his hamstrings are that small. I think it's just posing.
No, yeah, that's
Agreed.
just
And,
a
and
posing
you hate
flaw.
to see that at this level, man. At the pro
Mhm.
level, you hate to see posing be
Yeah.
such an issue.
Yeah, I agree.
Like just get five posing sessions. They can be
Yeah.
virtual. Like
Oh yeah.
they can be
They
virtual.
can be virtual, and honestly, sometimes you don't even need the posing sessions. You just need to practice your
Yeah.
posing, and you'll
Mm.
see it in your own physique after looking over the video. It's like, oh, if I just change this a little bit, if I lean back a little bit more, if I, internally rotate my legs, like there's a lot of different Just little cues that make such a huge difference with presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Some really nice coverage. Like these are some nice videos.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
really are. I bet this is from the live stream. Nice. I think this is Bonac show.
Yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Sauce's most muscular looks really good.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Bonac Sauce Ali, but the fan of me wants Ali to come in second. This is the 212 division. Melda Man, we were talking about him last cast.
Hmm.
He's fighting for second, it looks like, with Angel Caterone. So
Yeah.
this could be, I think this might be Angel's show, unless he just, Melda Man just needs, I think, another week or so or conditioning. And it could just be peak. Um, I just think Angel has that gnarly, grainy detail that Melda Man just doesn't have quite showing right here. And we'll be able to tell a lot from the back here.
Mm.
Great from the upper body. I
Hmm.
think the lower could be a little bit more dug out,
Yeah,
but shape wise, I mean, he's got the best shape up here.
absolutely.
Yeah. Look at Angel's legs though, bro. That just
Yeah,
does not that doesn't even look real.
it doesn't. And if this waist was just notched just a peg, just like an inch each side, this would be a crazy,
Yeah, it makes his
crazy.
back look so small from how big his waist
I
is.
Yeah,
know.
it's like he doesn't have any taper in
Yeah,
comparison.
because he has
Yes.
a big back. Like that's
Oh
not a
yeah.
small back.
Yeah, watch this back lat. I already know. Yeah. Nice wide.
His legs are so big, dude.
They're
Huh.
crazy. I don't know these other two, but they're looking pretty good too here in the 212.
Hmm.
I think it's Angels.
I would agree.
He's looking like a clear winner in every shot here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I think Angel and Metalman, but I think Metalman really just needs just a proper peak. He just loses detail.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think he's there condition wise. Like I think he maybe you could get another couple weeks, but I think it's really peaking. Like get him
Hmm.
dry, get him real dry, grainy, and try to
I'm
get the
curious how
most
close
out
he
of
is
it.
to the cap.
Yeah, with 212, that's a good point too. Because
Yeah.
he's a big dense guy. So
Yeah.
Because that's where the peaking can get tricky when you're like really 217.
hmm
And you're like,
you're
all
like
right,
trying
I'm
to
trying
fit
to,
underneath that cap a little bit,
yeah, bro.
It's tough. And then it looks like Chin Kang. Does he win his Olympia qualification or just this show? So I think it takes two shows now. So he may have just got his first qualification, or first win of the season to get a qualification to the O. He needs another one, but another great classic guy that beautiful shape. If I remember correctly, his back was a little lacking. Just doesn't have like that density.
Yeah, but he is fucking conditioned.
Could dice, man.
Yes.
Yeah, his legs are a little overpowering for the upper body, but
Yeah.
like you said, he looks phenomenal. Like, yeah,
Conditioning wise, yeah.
Damn.
Great peak. Look at those
his
legs,
legs are
man.
dumb.
Yeah, so stupid.
He looks good, bro.
Yeah, that's a solid showing for him here at the China Pro.
I get the feeling he's like 5'2".
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, I know.
He looks a little short.
1000%.
I think that is really about it news wise for the current shows. We do have the Tampa Pro coming up here, where James Hollingshead threw his
Oh,
hat in the ring.
that's exciting.
Yeah, so now you have James, you have Nick, you have Joe, and you have Colossus Ken. James looks pretty good here. I think that at 6 weeks out, he definitely needs to turn it up, but he's yeah, great shape.
He's someone that like he doesn't always bring a consistent package, and I'm a huge fan of
Hmm
Holmeshead too.
Yeah, major
But
fan.
he's had problems with peaking before, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's a beast and he's a cool dude.
Yeah, great dude. I love listening to him on the podcast with the bro chat, and I forget what they title it. That's where like all the UK guys get on there.
Doesn't he do a podcast with Justin Shire too, I believe?
He does, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
him and Shire in the Shed, I think is what it's called.
Hmm.
There's Colossus Ken. No back shots. It's just the front double and the most muscular that he posted. I'm personally a big fan of Ken. I think that this will be a great show for him to be standing up next to with some of the bigger names in bodybuilding. Um, I do think that unfortunately he might get a little outsized downstairs, but um, I mean he's definitely improved from his last showing. Last year I think he competed at Legion. Was that last year? Yeah. This is when he competed at Legion last year. I think he landed himself in the top 5 there, if I remember correctly. And he's just been on a grind of putting on some more mass because he knew that he needed to put on more mass before his next showing. And I think this offseason he really did that. So
Mhm.
solid, solid look for him.
It's horribly impressive, but there's something about his physique that I find kind of ugly.
Is
I
it
can't.
is it like the shape or is
I don't know. Like his and I'm judging a bodybuilder who's far superior than
of
me.
course,
But
yeah. I mean,
like
we're all like, we're none of us are pros. We're just critiquing the best in the world. You know what I mean?
he
Like that's
looks
all. That's all
he
it
looks
is.
I think it's like a blocky look that I'm just not a fan of.
Oh
Like
Yeah,
yeah.
he looks kind of like there's like a big rectangle in my opinion.
yeah,
But he looks I mean it's a massive level of muscle, right?
yeah, yeah. Killer look. That was him last year, and then this was when was this? 3 weeks ago. There, I thought he's posted a bit more of a recent, not just that, like an actual posing. His shoulder width is a little bit like smaller, like his clavicles are a little
Yeah.
bit smaller,
Yeah.
so he's already at a disadvantage in that regard. But he's making the most of it, and I feel like he definitely has made the improvements downstairs. He has a bit more density in the arm department as well. Um, I mean, those legs here, they look crazy, but that's next to Courage of the 212 division.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people are telling Ken that maybe he should be going to the 212, but because he's around that same height, but he's gotten pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those traps are insane as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes his head look small. He's so big,
They really
bro.
do, bro. It's killer. And this was 4 weeks ago, making him 10 weeks out in this video.
Hmm.
And I don't think Tampa was his initial plan. I think that he kind of jumped into it as the opportunity arose to stand next to Nick Walker.
Hmm.
Um, could be wrong, but I'm fairly confident that that's what the game plan was. I know he for sure wanted to do Texas, which is a week later. So maybe he figured like, oh, I could just speed up the process a little bit, maybe decrease calories, change supplementation slightly to make it to where he can get in decent shape pretty quick. But um, at 10 weeks, even 11 weeks really for Texas, I think that this is a little soft. Kind of reminds me of like Brandau, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little bit to start pulling off, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, that's Colossus Ken. Um, let's see what else we got here. Any other crazy updates? There's Kennedy.
We got the old Indy Pro coming up this next weekend.
Yes,
Oh, is
we.
it? Yeah, yeah, you're right. It is this coming weekend, which we will not be commentating at, I assume. I haven't heard back, and I'm not at this point gonna reach out much
Nah.
more.
Can't
So
keep spamming.
no,
Yeah.
it's not worth the efforts
It
there.
it really isn't.
So we have Joe here, who's also 10 weeks out. Well, this is 6 weeks out for him, who's going to be standing right next to Nick Walker. Seems how those two are the big front runners.
Hmm.
Um, maybe it'll be with the tan and the lighting and everything, but I feel like Joe's back isn't as like dramatically crazy as it was last year. Like we were debating whether he had like the best back in the whole league last year, and I don't know if it was like a slight regression. I don't know if other body parts came up to make that back not nearly as impressive. But I feel like Joe's back isn't as I guess like glaring or as like as much as like in your face, as it was
Hmm.
whenever he was hit the stage. So it'll be interesting to see. I think that he like this side tricep I do love. I do like his side try. I think the legs look great here. Back lat spread and back double weren't my favorite shots. Most muscular is crazy. Side chest is nice. Front double is pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
How do you think that Joe's gonna fare? Like, I mean, like honestly, like looking at his updates and knowing what you know about Nick Walker, I mean, Nick's always seemingly in decent condition. At least this year, that's been his mantra. Do you think that somebody like Joe or Ken or anybody going to that Tampa lineup really has a chance to knock off Nick, or is this just a second place type of deal?
Mm,
And that question goes out to either one of you guys.
yeah.
I think it's a battle for second, in my opinion.
I
Mhm.
agree. And I don't want to say it as if, because anybody could win on any given day. Anybody could be off, anybody could be on, but realistically speaking, I mean, Nick's good enough at this point that most of the time he's not going to show up not conditioned, right?
Yeah.
We haven't really seen that yet,
No, no, we haven't.
at least not recently.
And don't get me wrong, like Nick is more so known for the size and like the
Mhm.
graininess, right? But
Hmm.
as far as a mass monster like him goes, he's got pretty decent shape, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
He does.
Like the only knock on the shape would be more of the midsection, but he
Mhm.
controls it pretty well, man. I think
And that's something he's worked on a lot.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's a hard man to beat unless you've got those S tier genetics such as like a Derek or a Hottie
Hmm.
or an Andrew Jack potentially.
Yeah.
I did notice you left Samson off that list. You don't think Samson beats
No.
him? No.
No.
Very quick
Yeah, I
answer
mean,
there.
yeah, Samson absolutely has the genetics
Of
and the
course,
to
yeah,
be able to
yeah.
beat Nick. But if I was on the judging panel, I know who I'd vote for.
Hmm.
Sansa would be out of the IFBB.
Yeah, if
He'd
Matt
be
was
getting
on the judging.
16th at the O,
A
bro.
little Lee Priest action.
That's funny. Yeah, I think I agree with you guys. I think Nick, although I mean I think that his man, the side legs look crazy here.
Yeah, he does.
The front doesn't have as pronounced of a sweep, um, which I think that that kind of goes in Joe's favor in that regard. Like Joe's sweeps, I feel like are a little bit more pronounced from the front.
Hmm.
But that's just like the quad shape. I mean, Nick can't really control the shape of the quad. I think that Joe's kind of pops out a bit more. Um, and you are right. His only weakness is truly the midsection. It's not really that it's like it's messy. It's just more or less that it bloats out after multiple rounds of posing. Because otherwise, he
Hmm.
keeps it really well, really tight.
Yeah.
Um, the side leg, I think that you're going to have a good battle between Joe and Nick. I don't think that you're going to have a clear cut winner. I think that's going to be the closest pose for Joe. Um, the back double, again, I think that Joe is fighting an uphill battle. Well, this is a bit better. This back
Yeah.
double here. I do like that. Maybe it's the lighting at the gym as well.
I would
Um,
love to be wrong and see Joe like really be able to compete against Nick and compare really well.
Hmm.
I think that'd be
yeah.
exciting, but
Do you
Yeah.
think he could
I don't know if I
snag?
see
Let me
it.
ask you this: a side question here. Do you think that he could snag a pose or two off of Nick, or do you think it's just going to be a slam door like Nick's really just going to take first without a doubt?
Mm.
Maybe the front lat spread.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because that's a bad Nick pose in general.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I don't see him taking any other pose really. I mean, yeah, I don't.
Because they have very similar physiques. I feel like, and Nick's just a little bit better in most categories.
Yeah,
I feel like Joe's got like a little bit of shorter limbs than Nick,
yeah, just a
which
Yeah.
touch.
hurts him more
Yeah.
than anything, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because his clavicles are also a little bit narrow. So, like, especially in those front, like muscular, it makes him kind of collapse in and look a little bit smaller, I feel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. That lineup's going to be a fun one to watch.
Hmm.
Um, I do think it's going to be a pretty tall task there for anybody to really beat Nick.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's a decent lineup there. You have Vlad going to Italy Pro in 10 days. So next week's Italy Pro. We're gonna have Jordan Hutchinson there. We'll have William Bonac. I think Beirut is going to try to get there. I know he recently got his visa denied, so that's something as well. But that's kind of what we're looking at there. It looks like Vlad's going to be coming into that show. Vlad's always peeled, so
Yeah. I mean, it
we're
looks
gonna,
good so far. So,
he does. He does. I don't know if he's tagged in this somewhere, maybe. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Dude, that first off, his profile picture just looks like a boss, dude. Like, I'm not messing with Vlad. Just to be very, very complimentary there of him.
Oh, are you on a podcast?
I
shoulders
am.
are insane.
They are dense chest, big dense 3D delts.
His delts almost make his chest look small, and his chest is not small.
I know. Same to his legs. His upper body
Yeah.
makes his legs look small
He
altogether.
needs to probably never hit another set of side
Yeah, no, you don't need to no lateral
like
raises
ever
anymore.
again. It looks
Yeah,
like he has
no.
implants.
Man, that's crazy. What a look for him.
This dude would be safe on the gridiron, and he wouldn't have to wear pads. Like he'd be
Yeah, he'd be good to go. Yeah, no shoulder pads needed. I mean, that's crazy. His delts are just insane. Kind of gives me an Ian Valier type of esque side chest
Hmm,
a little bit.
I can see that.
I could see like the build of it.
Mm-hmm.
But Vlad's gonna be competing. It's gonna be a good show. If we have like a mock Italy Pro, we can go ahead and make some predictions here, boys. I just
Mm-hmm.
gotta go find that. Which I think who's the best bodybuilder might have something like that. Let's see. So I know this is a lot of show coverage. Here's just some better photos of the show today.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's Bonax. His back just looks the best amongst these guys.
Yeah.
I kind of hope Sauce chills out for a second before the Olympia because he's done
Mhm.
like 6 or 7 shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Nick. I thought that we were gonna have like a. So I mean, this is kind of your base group that's gonna be going to Italy.
Mm-hmm.
We did like our little like real quick mock of who's gonna be in the top five, but I will go ahead and I will pull up the document here and then I'll share it with you guys. And we can go ahead and make like some official predictions here.
Hell yeah.
We'll just do top five because I don't really know who else is coming out to this show. Outside of these five guys, I don't really know who would be doing it.
Yeah.
Copy this. That's easiest. Okay, so there's that. And then I think here the next couple casts we'll be able to do our Mr. O open predictions. So that's something you
Mm-hmm.
guys can, viewers at home, that's something you guys can kind of look forward to. We do plan on doing a keep working Mr. O prediction here next couple weeks. So we are getting to that point in the season where we're going to be seeing a lot of these guys be competing and getting their official qualifications, and that'll be a fun one for us all. So
Yeah. Just got to see Martin guest pose.
yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah.
We can go cover that as well.
Hmm.
Let me do the whole screen. Okay. All right. You guys see this here?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Let me see if I can make it the double screen like how I did that one time. I'm not as tech savvy, so bear with me here. There we go. There we go. That's beautiful. All right, we're only gonna do the top five here. Just gonna be easiest that way. Matt, let's hear your first prediction here. Oh, the Twins are joining too, so we'll go ahead and throw them in here.
Oh yeah.
Brody and Gavin.
I want to see Jordan wins.
You see Jordan winning?
I want to see Jordan win. Yeah, because
I'd like to see him win too.
I feel as if him and Sauce have very comparable physiques, but I do believe that Jordan is probably a smidge bigger than Sauce.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only thing really that's holding Sauce back from beating Bonac in these other shows. And I
Hmm.
believe Hutchinson will be conditioned because he typically comes in pretty sharp. So that's
Well,
my
he's been looking great too. Like all his updates, man, have just been killer.
Yeah.
Like here's his 3 days ago
damn.
at like 10 week. 10, this would be 10 days out technically.
Hmm.
That's
And he's
some
a bit
good
taller,
stuff, Ian.
bit of a taller guy as compared to Bonac. So I feel like he
Yeah,
could make Bonac look small up there
Yeah.
potentially.
definitely, definitely.
Or not small, but smaller, I guess.
Yeah.
Smaller, yeah,
Yeah.
right. Well, and you got to consider Beirut's too. Like he's in this. I know a lot of guys say that his leg size isn't nearly as pronounced, as someone like Jordan, who's like honestly leg dominant. So that kind of makes things a little bit more interesting.
Mhm.
But I mean, nevertheless, I do think that Jordan's a safe pick for first there.
Hmm.
He looks good, man. He's nice
Agreed.
out of his mind. Gotta go find that post again here. So you have Jordan winning. And then let's see, Ayden, who you got in first?
Hutch. Give me Hutch.
You
That's
got
an easy
Jordan as
one for
well. I
me.
got you. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Jordan as well. I do think that this year he makes a pretty big jump. Gavin Brody, how we doing, boys?
Good, how are you?
Not bad, man. Do you guys want to go ahead and make your top five prediction here for the Italy Pro next week?
Actually, yeah. Are we talking for open?
Yeah, open. So you have guys. We're just gonna do top five because we don't have the full list. I imagine these will be your top five regardless, though. Where we have Jordan, Sauce, William, Beirut, and Vlad. If you guys want to, we can probably include Ali as well because Ali just competed this weekend, so we probably see him go to Italy next week. But outside of that, I don't think I've seen much of anybody else dieting or getting ready for the show or posting updates. So this is likely going to be your top five.
Hmm.
So I'll go ahead and make that right here. I'll put a sixth. We're gonna include Ali in this as well because I imagine he'll go to the next show,
Yeah.
especially with him being a European as well. So
Uh-huh.
Brody, if you want to go first, you want to give your who's placing first here at the Mr. Evolution next week.
I'm gonna have to go with my gut and go reliable with Jordan too.
Jordan as well. Yep.
He's definitely brought a better package this time around.
Yeah.
Better conditioning too overall, and more fullness all around too. Even the legs grew up more, which
Yeah.
was more of a strong suit all along the entire journey. But his delts have grown a lot, and I would say
Hmm.
definitely his back too. His back is looking
Yeah,
more
for sure.
aesthetic, less
Yeah.
watery compared to last competitions in the past.
Yeah.
So that's definitely my pick for number one. Gavin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna agree with Brady too, because I know Jordan and Chris Huddle were working very well this offseason to keep his waist like smaller looking.
Yeah.
He's been practicing on his midsection a lot more, learning how to control it more so and keeping it to his spine on stage. So I
Hmm.
think I'll definitely give him a couple more points versus the other guys up there. But I do kind of see Jordan placing really high this year. I'm gonna go with probably honestly top three for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Jordan's gonna be definitely in the mix here to win. Just considering like how locked in he's in and the improvements he's made over the last couple of years, it definitely make no surprise to me to see him land out in first. So I think we all got Jordan second place. Matt, who you gonna go with here?
Bonac.
Bono?
God
Not
damn it,
bad.
man.
I don't want him in second, in my opinion, but I think he's going to be in second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Aiden?
I'm also gonna go Bonac.
I'm gonna go Beirut. I think that
Oh,
Beirut. I think
okay.
that Beirut has the ability to really turn some heads, especially because he wasn't able to get the visa this last week. So,
Mhm.
um, I mean, that's just another week that you're hungrier to get on stage, and I think that not that that like changes much of the actual physique itself, but I do think that he's made some improvements, and him and Milos they've perfected the peak. It seems like at other shows outside of the Olympia is the one kind of standout where they haven't perfected the peak.
Hmm.
But I do think that he's somebody that could creep past Bonac, especially as Bonac's aging. Um, and I'd like to see the back. I know last time that we got like a gym pump of the back, but I do think that he's very much within the mix of fighting with Jordan for that first place.
Fair.
I like to see a little bit more detail downstairs. Like whenever he's
Hmm.
flexing, we get it, but I like to see it a bit more consistently there.
Hmm.
Here we go. We get it back here. Please don't make me
I
look
think
like
those
a
legs are just going to hurt him, man, and especially considering who he's up against.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
The glutes too. They're not like fully in.
Yeah. And this
Compared
was a week ago at 9 days out.
okay.
So granted, he could have peaked. I mean, he could have came into this show this weekend at the Impro and kind of give me a better idea. But everything I've seen off his updates, and I'm just a big like Beirut's guy in general. I liked him a lot. Last year going into the I think I placed him fairly high. So I don't know. I see a ton of potential with him. I see like Hottie-esque type of dominance if he were to ever get it right, and if they were ever to like truly maximize an off season to get on some great size. But regardless, I do think that he'll be fighting with Bonac for second here, and I think he'll pull it out.
Fair.
Bro- Brody, Gavin, who you guys got there in second place?
I'm gonna go with William for sure. Bonac.
Bonac.
I'm gonna probably be on the same page as Gavin and go with him as well.
Okay. All right. Third place, Matt.
Sauce.
Wow. Okay. Beirut's really not doing it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not. I think he has good conditioning. I think he's got good shape. His back looks solid.
The
But
legs.
I really do think that,
The legs.
yeah,
Yeah. I know
him and
they've been
Colorado.
a problem for him in the past. I'm kind of curious how dramatic was the legs for the Mr. O. I'm sure it probably tagged somewhere in here with his Mr. O showing.
Well, and I think it all really depends on who you're standing up against, right? Because
Hmm.
you got Jordan and Bonac, and both of those guys' legs are pretty damn just beefy.
Yeah.
And like Sauce is no slouch either, and his conditioning, in my opinion, is some of the best in the pro league. So I think it's just gonna. I don't believe he'll be able to beat that out, in my opinion.
He is in an uphill battle, especially with this lineup with guys that do have some pretty crazy legs. Um, it's just, and this is here. Here's a gosh darn it. Why do we got to go like this? Sorry, y'all. Do you guys
Yeah.
just want to play it and
Yeah,
just
I'll
turn
just
our
turn my
heads?
head, dog. I
All
don't
right,
give a shit.
let's just turn. I'm gonna turn with y'all.
I mean, his legs don't look bad here at all, right?
No, this was last year at the Dubai Pro against Tonio and William, where I think he placed third. I think yeah. No. He got, this is last year where he beat Bonac and Tonio.
Did
Mm.
he?
If
Hmm.
he can bring that,
I'm curious how the back looked.
I could be wrong.
hmm.
Hmm. I think his back was a little bit more detailed here. Obviously, this is tan stage lighting, like literally on stage, but
I'm gonna
I
hold my
love how
breath.
we're all fucking, hang on, I'm gonna stop sharing, but everyone just fucking keep their heads there
Keep
for a
going with that.
second. That's great, bro. That's fucking awesome. Let me share the screen again. But yeah, that's it's crazy. I don't know. I think Bonac, I mean, this is who he's going against, I mean, Bonac isn't gonna be crazy improved from his last showing last year. And I still think he's still getting in the groove of the season. So I don't know, man. It's tough.
If they, I really don't think I would put him above in that first or second position. But
Hmm.
if he did beat out Sauce, I mean, I wouldn't be overly, and he looks like this, I wouldn't be like
Like
upset.
disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's
Right.
kind of apples and oranges at that point.
Definitely. That's another sideways. I was kind of hoping to have yeah, if he brings this type of look and this type of package, I think that we could be seeing something special, man.
Hmm.
He did not post a I don't see anything Olympia wise, so they were obviously not pleased with that package. Hinting why they are not posting it, or like maybe he hit it off of his profile grid. I don't know. There's all kinds of different factors, but I'm gonna keep Beirut in second. I think that's a solid pick.
Yeah.
All right, so Ayden, who do you have third?
I'm gonna go with Beirut.
All right,
Yeah,
now that I've sold you guys on him a little
yeah, a little
bit,
bit.
I gotcha. It'll be interested to see how he turns out here. And then I'm gonna go with Bonac in third. Who do you guys got for third place? Gavin Brody.
I'm gonna go with probably Beirut, dude. Honestly,
Beirut. Okay. Is
yeah.
that the same for you, Gavin? Or no, Brody?
Um, was Beirut on the far right of the stage? Yeah, he was.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. His back is really conditioned. Glutes are pretty conditioned.
Mhm.
Quad sweep and everything is really on point. So I'm gonna go with him as well.
All right. Fourth place, Matt. Who you going with?
Probably Beirut.
Beirut.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Ayden, who you got? Oh, Aiden's not here. Okay. I'm gonna go with
Probably bathroom break.
yeah, a little bathroom break, no big deal.
Yeah, it was a bathroom break.
Came right back.
Okay, did
Uh
we move to fourth, I'm
yeah,
assuming?
fourth place, yes, sir.
Uh, I'm gonna take Sass.
Taking Sass.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
I'm
Sass.
gonna go just because he looks so impressive this week. I think one more week drying out. I think Ali could beat Sass. I really do. I think that Ali Edward could beat Sass. I know he's not on this poster. This is just solely me thinking that he's just going to continue his season and go on next week. Um, and just so you guys are aware, Gavin and Brody, this is Ali Edward this week against Bonac and Sass. And Bonac and Sass are both confirmed for the Mr. Evolution next week. Edward is not. I'm just going with him solely based on the fact that he's already in condition. Um, I can't imagine him taking the time off. I mean, why not continue your season and try to get that O qualification, or just stand next to guys that you know or have made it to the O and will be a good comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm starting to regret that decision, but I'm gonna stick with it. I think Ali might be able to beat Sass.
It's a bold call.
His lats go a little bit lower. His legs are comparable. I think Sass is drier, a bit more conditioned, but I think another week I could do him well. I think that he can get a little bit more detail. He's comparable size wise to Sass. He is a little bit prettier of a shape just based off of Sass being the age that he is. Not that Sass has horrible shape whatsoever. He's the most symmetrical bodybuilder I think out there right now for his
Mm-hmm.
age and everything. But um, it is a bold take, I will say, and I think that we're kind of we're throwing a limb out there, just trying to see what he can do. But I really do think if he takes just another week of grinding away, getting the peak proper, he could possibly be fighting with Sass there. So I'm gonna go ahead and place my fifth place as well since I'm here. I'm just gonna put Sass in fifth because I know that that's probably where he'll likely land. Brody, Gavin, who you guys got in fourth?
I'm gonna go with pick yours first, actually, Brady. I'm still deciding right now.
I got you. I'll pull back up the lineup here. This is what you're looking at here. These are all Jordan updates. There's nobody else.
I'm gonna probably have to go with Sass as well.
Okay. And Gavin, do you have your fourth?
I'm gonna go with probably I'm trying to probably Edward, to be honest.
Okay. Allie as well.
Yeah, Ali.
Over Sass.
Honestly, yeah.
I could see it.
Just like the back and the quad sweeps from the backside.
The quad sweeps from the backside?
Hang
I
on,
disagree with you on that
give
one.
me.
This is their back this week, right? Like an hour
Yeah.
ago. This is them back to back. I do think
Okay,
overall
okay.
in the back, I do think that Ali has like he's a bit more pronounced. The shape's prettier
Agreed.
than
Uh-huh.
Not the lower
Sass.
body.
Yeah, lower body's a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
tough. It's definitely a little tough to fight that.
yeah. They're about neck and neck. I think honestly, now that you mention that, because I couldn't get a good look on them, I think Sass has like, yeah, definitely better quad sweeps for sure from the back.
I
Yeah.
could pull a
Okay,
fucking
I
foo
can.
ad. I could tell you it's in the box. You're stuck with it, but I'm not gonna do that to you. We'll put Sass up for it. Um,
Don't change here.
so we have Ali holding for me fourth. Everyone else, you guys have Sass there. Matt, who are you gonna go with fifth place?
I'm gonna go Vlad just because I don't know for sure if Allie's gonna do it, and
Yeah, that's fair.
I still think Allie is thin in his frame, not massively by any means,
Yeah,
but I think when you look at like the front double bicep, I think he needs to fill out his upper body more, and then I think when you turn around and you go to the rear double bicep, I think his legs from the rear are lacking in comparison to others.
yeah. I think I hate to also say this because I did place him so high, but this photo makes him look very shallow and very small. Like the width isn't there from the back. But then you put him next to, and maybe he is, but I think when you put him next to Sass, he's comparable width wise in a
Agreed.
sense.
Agreed.
And his lats go a little bit lower. So I think upper body wise, you could definitely argue for Ali, and that's where I'm kind of at. Leg wise, I think Sass is obviously way more stripped, way more peeled, a bit more of a sweep, but I don't know. I'm putting my faith in the fact that he could come in a little bit sharper, and I think the sharpness, along with just some of the lacking parts that Sass has that Ali has so prominently, is enough to potentially give him the nod over Sass.
Hmm.
It'll be interesting though. That's a good. This is a good comparison this week. I think next week will be a lot of fun too.
I certainly wouldn't be like upset or disappointed if it
Hmm.
were to go that way,
Right.
but just from my gut feeling, that's how I feel like it'll go. Because Allie does have a fantastic physique.
Hmm. Yeah. And we've already critiqued his side chest. His side chest could use just a little
Just
bit
pose it
more.
better.
Yeah, just pose it, man. Just like bring up that arm, pick up that chest, make it high. And I think that we're talking about a whole nother type of side chest for him. Okay. Ayden, who you going with fifth and sixth, brother?
I'm gonna go Ollie and then Blood.
Ollie then Vlad.
Hmm.
All right. And then Brody Gavin, who you guys got? Looks like you guys have
Yeah.
Ollie and Vlad left as well. I don't think you guys have seen Vlad though, so let me go get you
Yeah.
guys some eyes on what he's looking like so far. Vlad is this video, he is about a week out or so, or like 9 to 10 days out.
Show me the glutes. Show me the glutes.
Hopefully he's turning around here. Oh, come on, Vlad. Give the boys what they want. Let's
Pause.
see. Yeah, I know
Full
it.
spread.
Oh man.
Maybe he's got something on the story. No, it's just him being a fucking
Just
boss.
talking business.
Yeah, talking business, watching everything, bro. He ain't fucking around. This guy's like a multi fucking millionaire or something, dude. That's the video we just watched. I do not see anything from the back or glute related from here. Let's see. This is Stairmaster 2 weeks ago. Can't really tell much, but
Mm-mm.
Doesn't look fat, but yeah, you can't tell.
you can't tell much at
Yeah.
all. Here's his hamstrings. I mean, they look dug out. This was 4 weeks ago. Crazy dug out.
Damn.
Yeah, the hammies are there, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you could see each fucking muscle fiber grabbing. That's insane.
An anatomical doll over here.
Yeah, we need to get off of that video. That's crazy. And then this is his Mr. O, maybe if it loads through. Um, I was hoping that I didn't know he made it to the Olympia in 22.
Hmm.
This was his 2022 Olympia look at 25 years old. Damn, Vlad's young, man.
Yeah, he's still young. Damn.
I didn't realize how young he was.
Some of
Hmm.
those European boys, dude, they just blow up real quick,
Seriously though, it's insane.
which I've always wondered why that is.
His upper body has grown a ton since this showing, so I'm more interested to see once he turns around what the back kind of looks like and what the conditioning was from the back.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, like I said, this was like 3 years ago, so we take this with a grain of salt. But let's see here. His hamstrings are more dug out in the videos that we saw than
Yeah.
in this video, but he's got a fair back, nothing too crazy in 2022. Some glute lines. Do you think that's enough to beat Allie, Brody, or Gavin?
I'm gonna go with on based off his 2022 conditioning. If he brings a better conditioned package, I'm gonna say he
This
could
is him
probably
7 days or 9 days ago, or 2 days ago, but 9 days out. So I'd argue he's has better conditioning than Allie already with this here.
yeah.
What are you guys thinking?
I'm gonna start the timer on you guys.
Yeah.
Yep, it's ticking.
I'm gonna have to go with probably Allie.
Allie
Hmm.
then Vlad.
Yeah.
Is that the same for you, Gavin?
Yeah, we'll make it the same as me. Yeah.
Okay. All right, boys. That is our top six there.
Hell yeah.
Pretty similar across the board. We all know that Jordan's going to win this one. I think that it's pretty evident just based off of everything that he's shown on social. So he's looking great, man. So and it looks like Lucas Rigger is the 2026 Impro champion in real time. That was like posted a couple minutes ago, I assume.
Damn.
Yeah, 10 minutes ago. So good for him. They'll probably have the open guys results here in the next couple minutes too, but we'll check that out later on.
Hmm.
Um, Real quick, so Brody and Gavin had a segment they wanted to run by us, and I kind of liked it whenever they pitched to me at the gym yesterday. Where basically, I don't know exactly what to call it. It's basically just scenarios that we're just going to be thrown into and what we would do as coaches.
Case
Um,
studies.
yeah, case studies. We'll call this Campbell's case studies. How
Hmm.
about that?
I can fuck with that.
All right, Campbell's case studies. Gavin and Brody, I'll let you guys kind of be the first ones to throw us into the scenario. We each can come up with a scenario. It doesn't have to be a real one. This could be totally hypothetical, or if you're genuinely like wanting to know, you're welcome to pitch it to the round table and we can see what we all think. But Gavin, Brody, you guys have one here for us?
I actually do. Let me pull up my notes real quick.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
doing my cardio, then I wrote it down.
All right, yeah, sounds good, man.
Let's see.
Ayden, what you cooking over there, brother?
I've got my little rice pudding concoction where I cook my oats, then I throw my whey protein in, and then I throw cooked jasmine rice in there with
Damn.
berries and peanut
Okay.
butter
Okay. All right.
because cream of rice is too expensive, so I'm not gonna buy it.
You're not doing it. Yeah, you
Um,
refuse.
no.
That's funny as hell.
I
Hmm.
will say though, there's a blender strat. Just take your jasmine rice, blend it up. Same
And
thing.
that is true. It
Yeah.
becomes more like mashed potatoes for me when I do that. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if I have the mashed potato consistency,
Yeah.
oh, not good.
Not great.
Not good.
You're gonna add the whey drip for the gravy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, new protein flavor, gravy.
Great. Oh, fuck that, dude.
So okay. Okay,
All
so
right. Let's
I
do
got
it.
my I got my scenario. Um Let me start from the top. Okay, so this is just a set scenario, right? Hypothetical.
Yep.
And it's like more of a what would you do in this kind of situation if you had this kind of client?
Hmm.
So in my notes I put down you have a client you just had an off season with, and this is your first prep working together. So you don't know anything about his conditioning or anything. Um, and you're 8 weeks out from the show, and the prep duration has been 18 weeks. Okay.
Hmm.
And right now you got to the point to where around 10 weeks out, you try to you saw the fat loss slow down, you tried to play with different variables, and then nothing worked at all. And
Hmm.
this guy is a natural athlete as well.
Okay.
Um,
Those are gonna be my next questions.
but you try to play with cardio, you pushed the calories up certain days, had high days, low days, whatever it may be,
Hmm.
and nothing at all changed. And then in the end, this is by the way, it's going to be a very hard scenario. And
Hmm.
then in the end, he got his labs done because we couldn't do it like without seeing like blood work, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but he had hypothyroidism. What would you guys do in this kind of scenario?
Mm. And he's a natural.
Natural. It just means that you pushed him too hard.
Well, I think out of good conscience, and I'll go first, but I think out of good conscience, you might want to shut down the prep initially. And you hate to kind of be the bear bad news and the breaking the bad news to the athlete, but you got to shut down the prep at least until you get the hypo, taken care of, I think, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Get the body responding to those high days and those low days. See if you can do what you can, but first and foremost, you have to shut down the prep. You probably remove supplements like yohimbine. I imagine that you're probably taking some sort of yohimbine being 8 weeks out at that point. But that is essentially my first thoughts is once we get the blood work back, we see that the blood work's not great. So then we have to pull out a prep and then start getting the body just responding naturally by removing yohimbine, giving him a base set of calories that's not too high, not too low, but you want him to just see how the body responds to a maintenance level of calories. Because at that rate, you've been grinding them on the Stairmaster, I assume, for some weeks. You've been drilling them with low days and just trying to get every little bit of detail out into the point where, like you said, you're kind of hitting that hypo limit now where the body's just not responding. So you want to get the body to a fair state before you do anything else, whether you decide to continue on with prep or whether you decide to go into an off season. That is the first and foremost step. And if it's not clearing up within two, I'd say 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks of like a maintenance level of calories and like low cardio. Like thinking like 20 minutes post workout incline treadmill, something light. If the body's still not responding and still having issues, then I think that you have to kind of revert to the medical field and go to the doctor and figure out what's going on. Figure out if it's antibiotic needed or what you need to do. So
Hmm.
that's my thoughts on what I would be doing in that scenario. Ayden, Matt, do you guys have different opinions or varied opinions on that?
Um, so I've got a few questions because like with
Yeah.
hypothyroidism, it's it's tricky. I did research on this when I was still in my undergrad. So, hypothyroidism is mainly a condition that is caused by like subpar production of T4, so thyroid hormones like thyroxine or thyroxine and tridothyronine, which is T3. Um, basically, so is it like straight up hypothyroidism, or is it more like a slowing of the thyroid?
I'll make it honestly easier. I should have said this in the beginning. I apologize to Isaiah because it made it harder for him. But it's the start of hypothyroidism to where
Okay.
still you can still reverse and fix the problem.
Okay. So
But
it's not like full on
yes.
Hashimoto's. He's
Yeah.
not feeling okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So yeah, one thing Isaiah did a great job with that. So you'd have to pull out a prep
have
because
to.
you don't want to push it towards like full on hypothyroidism because at that point it becomes not fully life threatening, but getting pretty close if you're not
Mhm.
inducing outside or exogenous thyroid treatments. So like T3, T4 supplemented in their actual metabolic health. So pulling them out of prep would be a very important first step. Making sure they're with a really good medical professional to help
Mm,
them with emerging therapies. So if they needed to actually get on like what you'd say would be like RADs, which is basically the therapy that would help get the thyroid back to a normal activity level.
mm.
Along with that, making sure that they take a break from training and
Yeah,
any kind of
definitely.
cardio stimulus. Because basically, like the main things you'll see with hypothyroidism or the influx or beginning of hypothyroidism is going to be things like fatigue, lethargy. They're going to be like completely intolerant to cold weather. Their cognitive abilities and speech will like slow dramatically, so they'll start to seem like they don't have any cognitive capabilities anymore.
Mm,
They'll start to see their hair thin. They'll actually gain weight,
mm.
and then they ain't gonna be able to shit, that's for sure. They're gonna go with probably some pretty bad constipation. So like with all those things combined, it's gonna be pretty unreasonable for them to train or do anything. So
Mm,
it's like a spell of not bed rest, but heavy resting periods is gonna be really important. And then from there, you as a coach, if you have their best interests in mind, have to connect with their medical professional one on one
yeah,
and start finding ways to communicate with them if this is even something that they can do anymore.
yeah.
Because realistically speaking, it becomes very dangerous, whether it is hyper or hypothyroidism, because whenever you start to mess with metabolic health, with like diseases like this, like Hashimoto's or Graves', which Hashimoto's is hypo and Graves' is hyper, just gets really tricky. So that's my solution is
Mm,
de-output completely and then make sure they're seeing the correct medical professional as well as pulling out of the show.
gotcha. So no
Yeah.
training then if it's pretty severe. Now, if it's like the early onset, can you still?
Staying, yeah,
Okay.
staying normally active, but like any kind of cardio stimulus or training stimulus that needs to stop for a
A
little bit
period.
until the doctors are like, all right, you're not
Yeah.
at the beginning pre-flux of
Hypo or
Hashimoto.
hyper.
Yeah.
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 Gotcha. All right. Matt, what do you think, brother?
Both of you guys made great points that you'd pull the prep immediately,
Mm,
right? But in that situation, if because like there's multiple things that can cause hypothyroidism, not just like running your client into the ground. And
Hmm.
that's where I
mm.
become a fuddy-duddy and I'm like, well, how old is this competitor? Like, have they
Yeah.
competed before? How like
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Like what was their body fat before prep started? But
Mm,
because like in my opinion, if they were at a reasonable level of body fat and you started at because you said it would be like 8 weeks out and they started at 8 and they've already been dieting for 18, I feel as if you likely would have been seeing them not progress for like a period of like almost 6 to 8 weeks at that point in time.
mm,
Like I think you would see some type of issue arising before that, in my opinion. I think you would see the stall of progress for a fair bit of time before you actually got them to get blood work. And in that situation, I feel like if you let them go longer and you kept continuing to push them, I feel like you, as a coach, it's kind of our job to recognize that there may have been something wrong a bit sooner.
yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. I feel like you start seeing early onset signs that something's off. Like you said, you're 8 weeks out and you've been in prep for 18 weeks. Like at that 12 week out, maybe even at 14, if you start seeing those type of symptoms where like if the scale's not necessarily moving as well, you also kind of be like, okay, like something's not right here, or like you're seeing the clear fatigue within physique updates. They're consistently flat even after high days and things like that. Like you definitely have to do some internal questioning of like, okay, well, this is clearly nothing that's related to like to my direct responses, like with the high days, low days, and things of that nature. So if it's one of those things, then you definitely, yeah, like they're saying, go to the medical professionals and get that handled. So
If I
Hmm.
have a client that like I feel I need to put them on like an hour of Stairmaster before like 6 weeks out, or if I'm gonna, if I need to
yeah,
put them on like 45 or 50 minutes of stepper and they're like 12 weeks out and they're natty, that's a bad sign already.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, you're
already going to
fighting.
start questioning like, hey,
Hmm.
this might not be it, fam. Because
No,
Like
straight up.
let's push the timeline back a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see
Yeah,
yeah,
next year for a show. Like
definitely, definitely. No, that's a good scenario though. It kind of made us think there a little bit, Gavin. What would you guys do, I guess, in that scenario too? I guess it's good to go. We're do the full roundtable. Do you guys have like any sort of set protocols you guys might be putting in place, or do you guys kind of agree with the general sentiment of like, hey, refer to medical professionals and pull out a prep?
I agree with everybody. What I think too is say you got the contact with the doctor and the doctor's like, hey, this kid cannot do the show. He can't do the show,
Yeah.
but you may be able to fix it with supplementation or with food to
Hmm.
where we can maybe push the show back maybe 6 weeks
Yeah.
and find a different show. But in this scenario, really, I think it's the best for the client and the coach to just pull out a prep
Yeah.
because you don't
Mhm.
want to hurt somebody. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
we're
I think
talking about like
that's
a natty show too, right? Like it's
yeah.
not.
This is
Chances
the
are,
Olympia. You know what I mean? Like this is a
yeah,
natty show.
like time and don't get me wrong, like I pushed it with clients and myself before, right? So it's time and place.
Hmm.
For
Yep.
sure.
Definitely. All right. Next case study for Campbell's case studies here today. I'm going to go ahead and present one to you guys. This is a hypothetical client. Let's say they are adamant on getting on stage for a specific show. And this is more of like a morale type of question, not necessarily what you would do. You guys can go ahead and give me examples of like what that prep might look like, but you have a client that's anywhere between 20 to 18 weeks out, and you have a fair amount of work to do. You probably would benefit more from like a 24 to 22 week prep. It is your guys' first prep together, but you have a general knowledge of what they've done in the past with previous coaches. So you have that on your side, but they are a fair amount of ways away from being stage lean. Do you essentially throw them onto like the Stairmaster and heavy cardio and low food immediately, knowing that like they're dead set they want to get on this specific stage? Or do you refer to a different show to give them that extra 4 to 6 weeks that you might need in order to present the better package potentially? That goes for muscle conservation, that goes for fatigue levels, that goes for the mental stability of the client as well, because you're throwing them into a very heavy prep. What would you guys do, and what would be the best steps going forward in that regard?
Hmm.
Not everyone answer at once.
Yeah.
Huh.
I
Um,
I can give my thoughts and my processes here, just to kind
yeah.
of get the questions going. But
Mhm.
if the client's dead set on getting on a stage, let's call it 18 to 16 weeks out, but they're more of like a 24 to 26 week out physique wise, where you know for a fact that you're going to need that time. It's a hard conversation to have, but you almost need to have that conversation with a client, especially let's say this client hypothetically is not a first time competitor either. They've been doing it for a little while. You do need to have that conversation with the client, letting them know for their best interest that they bring their best package, their best available look at this time after an off season. It's best to look for other shows that will bring their best package. Just because we're dead set to get on a specific stage doesn't always mean that it's the best thing to do, you know. Um, for their health too, you know, if you're having to throw them on the Stairmaster almost immediately for fasted and for post cardio to get the base level of fat off, to get the metabolism spiking, to get everything going, I don't think that that's necessarily the best way to go about it. Because by the time you get through 18 weeks of that, you know, like they're going to be so over it mentally, let alone physically, what their body's going to look like. Like it's just truly, it's one of those things where I think you have to kind of keep the holistic view of it all. And like, if you don't want them to hate prep and you don't want them to feel like, man, like I just never want to do this again, then you have to have that hard conversation, be like, hey, I know we have had a set plan on going to this show, but we might need to look into other shows,
Mhm.
and look into other opportunities. Because at the end of the day, one thing that Brad's always told me as an athlete, is that there's always going to be a stage. There's always going to be a stage somewhere, you know, whether it's at 24 weeks out, whether it's 30 weeks out, whether it's 16 weeks out, wherever it might be, there's always going to be a stage for you to step onto. And if you want to bring your best package and dominate and go get a win, sometimes you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know, my coach is correct. I need to take some time to truly get in the best possible shape I can. Not like I need to speed run this, rip it off like a band-aid and get as much fat off as possible. There's very big differences with those two approaches, and I think that the best approach is bringing a very well-rounded package all around for the mental stability, the physical dominance, and the fatigue of everything as well. So that's my thoughts, but you guys let me know. Do you guys just hammer away and just try to get them there, or where are we at here?
Yeah, I think at first it starts with a conversation. So like having the ability to put your coaching hat on, tell them that most likely the best case scenario is this prep is gonna suck ass and you're
Mm,
gonna have to either stick in it or your better option would be to push your timeline back a little bit.
yeah, push back.
Exactly for the precise reasons you just said. There's always a stage, unless there is a very direct reasoning behind them wanting to be on the stage.
Mm,
This is the only show my family can be at to watch me compete for this
mm,
time.
yeah,
This is a show that means a lot to me because my
yeah,
dad did this when he was younger or something like that. Some good reason.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll like they're going to be highly motivated to push.
Mm,
But I always prefer putting a client through a prep that's going to be reasonable and
yeah,
not detrimental to not only their health and well-being, but also their possible future in bodybuilding. Because
definitely.
if you hate a prep, say you're early on, if you absolutely hate a prep, a lot of people aren't, and this sounds very demeaning, mentally strong enough to come back into the next prep and be like, oh, I'm so excited to prep this time. No,
Straight up, yeah.
unless you're kind of a masochist and you like pain, you know,
Yeah,
uh,
right.
you're probably not going to enjoy that prep and that experience that you had at the beginning. So,
Yeah. Which is
um,
very important too, especially in early competition days. Like you
yes,
need to enjoy
absolutely.
this. One thing Matt had told me whenever I was training, and I did take it the wrong way just because I was in a horrible headspace. But Matt had told me whenever I saw him in the gym, and we weren't like super close at the time, but
When
Matt
was
had saw
this?
me one day, and I was in the trenches, bro. Like I was grinding through the prep. I was hating fucking the majority of the days. I was like, fuck. Matt's like, man, as long as you have fun, that's what matters the most. And I was at the time, bro. I was like not having it. I was like, fuck if I have fun. What the fuck ever, dude? I was like so mad. But in reality, like I wasn't having fun at the time, and the win made it fun. But if I had came third, fourth of that show, I can't say that I would be like head screwed on as tight as it is for bodybuilding, you know?
Mhm.
And obviously results do have an implication of that, but you need to have fun in these preps. You need to embrace the process, and
Absolutely.
embrace like what it is, you know? And who's to say? Maybe I would have came in third or fourth and been like way more hungry to get after it. But just physically, like and mentally where I was at the time, I was like, man, I'm not having fun, and it's truly a pain to get the basic minimum task done. Um, and that's what it felt like. I felt like every little minor task was the end of the world. You forget your cream of rice, or like you spill water or something. Like man, like you ask my wife, dude, you would have thought that I was like fucking the world's ending if I dropped this water. You know, like the big red button, thought process. Like the big red button's pressed every time for over little things. And it's very
Did you ever
important.
have your cream of rice spill in the microwave because you cooked
Oh,
it too long or put too
bruh.
much water in?
Yes,
There was a
explode
few
or something
times
too.
where I literally almost just unplugged my microwave and just
Threw it out.
threw it in the bathtub with me in it.
Oh my gosh. Just said fuck this, dude. I'm done. We've all been there though, man. We've had our struggles, brother.
Oh yeah.
So Matt, what's your approach with that? Like if you have a client dead set on getting on the stage, but you just know there's not any physical way of doing it.
Real quick before, I think that's hilarious because if I was like 2 weeks out and someone was like, make sure you're having fun, I'd be like, fuck off. I'm having fun.
I'm
Oh
having
my
fun.
Tell
I
me if
God.
you're
was
not
I was
having
in the
fun.
trenches, bro, and it's nothing against you, Matt, but I was like,
No,
man, I was like, fuck me. Like that's the
like
last thing I wanted to hear.
that is absolutely like a core value of mine when it comes to bodybuilding. It's like you need to have fun.
You
And
do,
there
yeah.
are times where in the moment it's not fun, but like
Hmm.
the overall experience and when you can look back on it and be like, man, I
Oh,
did
dude,
everything I
now it's a
had.
laughing joke for me now. I'm
Yes.
like,
But
dude, I
like
fucking love that Matt had said that to me. Because at the time I was like, I'm not having fun. What the fuck is this shit? I was like, not about it.
Oh yeah, because yeah, bro, it fucking sucks when you're 2 weeks out and like getting out of your chair feels like the end of the world because
Oh
you're
yeah.
so exhausted. Yeah, it's tough. Um,
Or when you sit down and you have no fat on your ass, so it hurts to
yeah,
sit
Yeah,
down.
dude. Car
or
seats automatically get
Yes.
fucking just the
your
worst
feet are
spot.
killing you, bro. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But back to the scenario or the case study. And in that situation, I would say, yeah, we push back the timeline.
Mm,
And if a client ever starts to try to with you as a coach, if a client's trying to dictate to you when they're going to get on stage or what they're going to do, that's a
mm.
bit of a red flag for me because
Yeah.
like I'm cool with us being collaborative about it and being like, hey, I want to get on stage in 18 weeks. And then I rebuttal and say, hey, we should probably push it back.
Yeah.
If they argue that on me, then it's like,
Hmm.
why are you even paying me?
Then
Because
why? Yeah. Because you're
I'm the
giving that
coach.
professional
Yeah,
advice, right?
I'm leading the charge here. So if you're going to argue with me on this or you disagree with my take on this, how do I not know you're disagreeing with my nutrition choices or my cardio choices and
Bingo.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I don't like to be Mr. Hard Ass when I coach. I think you
Oh
can
no.
ask a lot of my clients. I'm more positive than I am like getting on them.
Yeah.
So that's not something I like to do, but as the coach and as like the one leading
Hmm.
the ship, you kind of have to stand firm on some of those decisions.
Yeah.
Even if like, yeah, like could we push it to 18 weeks? Sure.
Hmm.
But if it's our first prep together, I typically ask for like 24 weeks.
Yeah.
Like,
Ideally.
and you could do in 22, but like 16,
Yeah.
I would really only do a 16 to 18 week prep with someone I've prepped before
Yeah,
and
you've
I'm
prepped
comfortable with
before,
them and
or
we've done
even
it
if it's
awesome.
somebody that you know has the experience as well. That's
Mhm.
also very helpful. You know, like they've
Yeah.
brought packages to the stage before, or you know their work ethic, whatever it might be. That does make it a little bit easier, but it's hard to dive in, especially a new client. It's so
Yeah.
difficult to be like, yeah, we're gonna rip this Band-Aid off in 18. Like, man, that's a tall ask. It
Yeah,
is.
because there's just, as coaches, we're still human, right? We
Oh yeah.
don't know the right answers all the time. We're going to go with the answer that, based on our experience and our knowledge, we believe to be the correct answer.
Hmm.
However, if you make a change and say, for example, they don't make a change or they don't progress for a week or 10 days, you just lost that week and you don't have that much time to correct that. And
Yep.
by overcompensating for that, you can then drive them into a hole and their fatigue rises. It's just
Hmm.
a crapshoot. So like the more time you can always add more food in, but you can't add more time. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
definitely.
So like I would always err on the side of caution on that one.
Yeah, that's a great response. I definitely agree with that. Brody, Gavin, do you guys have any takes on that on the case study?
I honestly agree with all of you guys. I think for me, if this were a show and he I'll say this first. If it were up to me as the coach and like being like, hey, I can pull you out, and like he agreed with it,
Hmm.
cool, we're gonna pull out from the show. But if he like was dead set on the show because his family's gonna be there, like what you guys said, and
Hmm.
he's really committed to the show, then sure we can probably make it happen. But is it gonna be your best look? Probably not. Just because like especially when you get
Yeah.
that far out and then you're killing him with that much cardio, he's going to have more stress. What does more stress lead to? A worse look, right? In the end,
Hmm. Yeah.
it's going to build up with all these things. It's like a domino.
Cortisol levels rise, dopamine's low, and that's a hard conversation to have too, which I didn't even think about that aspect of things. Like sometimes you do have to have that conversation with a client being like, hey, I'll get you there, but it's not going to be your best. And that's something that I have yet to have to tell somebody, but I feel like that would be a very difficult conversation to have for sure.
Sure.
So yeah, that's pretty solid, boys.
Mhm.
I'd love to keep going because this case study stuff's actually kind of fun, but I have my wisdom teeth being removed in the next like half hour. So
Get
Ah,
out of here, bro.
yeah, I swear to God. Thankfully, it's like 10 minutes down the road, so it's no big deal, but I do need to start getting ready for that. So
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
next cast, I do want to go ahead and have another case study. So that's maybe a bit of homework, boys, that we can kind of throw onto each other. Think of a
Hmm.
case study that you think would be fun. We can all start to spit through it, but if you made this point in the video, as always, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends as we're still growing the cast. We do greatly appreciate it. If there's anything that you guys have as far as case studies or your own personal questions or just want to say what's up, please drop it in the comments, man. We really do greatly appreciate that. It gives us kind of a bit more of insight of what you guys like to see on the podcast, so we can kind of grow from that point. As always, just keep on working, keep trucking through. Matt, you're killing your growth phase. Ayden, you're stepping into it. You're about to be fucking absolutely destroying some good food and some good lifts.
Damn right.
You boys down there in the twins, I know you guys just said you're entering your growth phase here. Neither one of you guys are competing this year, right?
Not this year.
Not this
No.
year.
Not this year. Yep, time to grow, baby. It's a perfect time for it.
Have
So
you guys competed yet?
Not yet. No. I'm trying to pack on about 30 more pounds before I step on stage.
Cool.
So I want to get up to like 230, 240-ish, and then cut down to like a solid 230 kind of look because I like to be lean in my off seasons.
How tall are you guys?
5'10" and a half.
And then I'm 6 foot flat.
Yeah.
Are you? There's that big of a difference in height between the two?
Yeah.
That's definitely induced to some self-prescribed shit. We'll just put
You're not, unless you guys are using a lot of GH, you're not getting too much. It's not happening. That's wrong.
it'll crack me up, man. I love it. Well, next cast we'll discuss how the height is continuing to go along for you, and we will have that.
He'll be 6'4" next time on the podcast.
Yeah, next cast should be 6'4". There you go.
Doctor loves the serotropin.
There you go, man. All right, boys. Well, we greatly appreciate you guys for making the time today, and we will see you guys on the next one. All right. Peace out, y'all. Have a good day.
Peace, fellas. Good luck with the wisdom teeth.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I'll be wearing like the whole head bandage, ice packs, and everything.
Damn right, dude. I still have a picture of me when I had that on, dude. So good luck.
I'll send a message to the chat. I'll put it
Please
in
do.
the instant
Actually,
chat.
just talk for 30 minutes. Just set a time.
You guys want to do a
God,
podcast here in about an hour?
Yeah.
All right, guys. See y'all later.
Hey,
All right,
have a
see
good
you
one.
guys.